Welcome back, Motivators. We're in the lab again for another episode of
Motivation, baby.
Yes, sir.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Here we are. And here he is. Welcome back, Henry.
Thanks for having me back. I really appreciate you guys.
Brother Henry, man. Brother Henry's back.
That's right.
Welcome back, brother.
Welcome back, brother.
Appreciate you guys. It was amazing last time. I'm looking forward to this time.
Dude, it was awesome last time, dude. Seriously, it was.
That was one of our best
great
episodes.
Feedback. It got, great feedback. One of the best watch time hours we've ever had so far, which means a lot. For anyone out there that doesn't know what watch time is, that's, for example, if the video gets like 100 views or 1,000 views, it drops into like the median, with math. But like if it gets like, it had like 8 minutes. I think I remember it was like 8 minutes. Sometimes the average video is like 1 to 2 minutes. So that's like almost like quadruple. In watch
So the
time.
average person watched it for 8 minutes?
Right.
Oh,
By
okay.
but like, there could be someone that could watch for the whole episode. But
I know you're explaining it to them, but you're also explaining it to me because I have no fucking idea.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, I mean, I'm glad I helped.
Absolutely, dude.
You know,
It was killer.
for me, it was like a great fucking time. I had said it last
Our longest-
time I was here that it was like top 5, one of my best times of all time. Like, I just had a really good time just hanging out with you guys, talking about whatever, and just being a
Right.
part of it. Being a part of it was great.
Yeah.
Where can you find that episode among the rest of our episodes, as well as our reels, shorts,
So that
TikToks?
that full episode, it's on Rumble, it's on Spotify, and it's on YouTube. Rumble, on top of my head, Brotivation Bros, and then Spotify is Brotivation Brothers, and then YouTube is
Just Brotivation.
Brotivation.
Yeah, we
just
should
Brotivation, yeah.
we should tag all the links
That's
in there in
the
the
handle. Yeah,
description.
that's the handle. For
If
all
you
of
guys check out the Facebook page, all of the socials are tagged on there with the links. So make sure you check out the Facebook page, give it a like, give it a follow, share some of the content that I've been putting on there. It would really help us out. It's really good content too. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, and then like some, we're not gonna give them too much detail, but we give them like a little sneak peek of what we got going on, right? We got some cool things that's in the future.
we got some
planned out.
got some really fire shit in the works, guys.
Yeah, so us as a platform are embarking upon a crusade to save masculinity, to save man. All right. Why are we embarking on this crusade? Because there is war against men, war against masculinity, and we are here to save every brother that we can.
That's right. That's right.
Where can we save those brothers? Where and how?
Brotivation podcast.
That's right. We can also do it in the kitchen and in the ironworks, the gym.
Right in the weight room.
Just a couple of places. But so we got some cool stuff in the works, guys. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be fucking awesome. I don't know about you guys, though, but I'm getting pretty tired of just wearing somebody else's shit.
You're right. You have to promote yourself, dude. You have to
Yeah.
invest in yourself, promote yourself. You kind of have to be, if you want to be really successful, you have to kind of be selfish in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because some people might see that as like, oh man, like this guy's selfish. Oh, he doesn't care about other people. No, you have to be selfish first, so you can provide for other people in the future.
Mhm.
I would even call that being selfish.
Right? Exactly.
That's
Right.
what you gotta do.
It's like you have to do it. Like, people nowadays, they don't understand that you have to be selfish in the beginning, so you can show people and provide people that you care about the end result.
I think society has been brainwashed, and this goes for men and women, thanks to social
Oh, man,
media.
absolutely.
Thanks to social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being selfish and self-care are two different things. Self-care is not labeled as being selfish, and being selfish is labeled as self-care now. It's almost like there's no different identity, and they're two very different things. I see people on social media all the time going, yeah, this is self-care, great. No, you're not an influencer. You're not doing anything. You're just being a media hungry, put some clothes back on, selfish bitch, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's not self-care.
Right.
We got a lot of those out there.
Shit,
Yeah.
not only that,
we
people are motivating people in the wrong direction, dude. They're motivating people
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
in the fucking wrong direction,
Yeah.
and they're almost like devolving. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
are devolving as a
It's like
society.
it's like an apocalypse, man.
Because
Men are being
things-
demasculinized
Right.
nowadays.
Because
That's even a word.
Emasculated would be the
Demasculated,
proper
is that
word.
the correct-
Emasculated?
Emasculated?
Yep.
Okay,
I guess-
emasculated.
I guess so.
Not only that,
And then women are being
Literature lesson.
effeminized.
not even emasculized, but encouraged to do so.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fucking good one.
And that's why, brothers, we are embarking upon this crusade to save masculinity.
Yeah.
We need it.
We
Don't
need-
think being masculine is toxic masculinity. That shit does not exist. If you're toxic, you're just a toxic person, human being. That's all.
We need every
You
brother
shouldn't
on board with us. If you are trying to save any ounce of masculinity and testosterone that you have,
Yeah.
which you need to, not for just yourself, but for the people you care about,
For the people.
join
around
us
you.
here. Embark upon this great crusade.
Along
I've said that word a lot, and I'm saying that for a reason. Not only is it our message, but also stay tuned for some of the hints. Stay tuned for some of the stuff that we're gonna drop.
Yeah, you
Alright,
guys,
appreciate
you guys got to go follow all the socials, man. Right now, you got to subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have some really good stuff in the works. All right.
I had gotten a sneak peek of it. I'm not a part of the podcast. I'm a guest, and even I was thoroughly impressed.
Thank you, Henry.
Appreciate
really
it. Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
that,
you.
brother.
Thank you.
So
And none of this is for us. It's all for you guys. You know, it's all for you, our
Absolutely.
guests. It's all for our fellow brotivators out there.
hell yeah.
So, Brother Henry, thank you for that. Let's get started. Let's get started tonight. We got quite a few things to talk about. First and foremost, the Pope Francis died today. Pope Francis passed away.
Rest in peace.
I had just learned about that before we had started recording.
Yep.
That's
He,
big news.
Today, meaning April 21st of 2025.
Right.
So,
And how long was he the Pope for?
that's a good question.
Do you guys know? Because like I feel like he's pretty damn famous, man. He's like
Oh, everyone knows.
Well,
the Pope,
he,
man. I think everyone.
technically
he
speaking,
was in movies. Like this
Yeah.
guy was like all over, dude.
Technically speaking, he is the leader of all of Catholicism. So, besides
he-
God, of course.
Pope
seriously?
Francis,
Yeah,
Well,
like if
he was the
that's
Pope for 12 years.
12 years, but so 12 years. But so when JFK was getting elected, he's a Catholic. A lot of his adversaries, excuse me, was worried about would it be the Pope running the country or would it be him running the country? Because technically speaking, every Catholic is supposed to follow the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And that's
so-
where the separation of
is-
church and state came from in many governments.
So it is a very big deal being.
How
the
does
Pope.
one become the Pope?
You
Um,
become elected, right, through the cardinals.
Yeah, and it's not just like, oh, you're elected. You have to do a lifetime of servitude in the Catholic Church.
That's
Like
yep,
you're going to start
that's
off
right.
as a priest,
Yeah.
and then you got to spend years, and then well now you're a bishop, cardinal. Like it's like getting promoted to like a 4-star general. In the
Kind of
military, you know
rising
what I
through the
mean?
ranks, I guess.
Like that
for
dude's
a
not a
simpler
young
way.
guy,
Yeah.
so he had spent his life's work.
Yeah, I mean, he was 88
Getting
years
there.
old at the time of his passing, and he was
It's a
Pope
long
for 12
life.
years.
Yeah.
So
I
That's a
believe he
long
was
life.
born in 34, I think. I believe so.
Wow, man.
I
Like, he's
can't do quick
25
maths
now,
right
dude.
now.
He's 25.
Is that what
Right.
it says?
Um,
Fact check me on that.
I mean, Great Depression was 100.
he was born December 17th, 1936.
36.
Okay.
So right around my grandma, right after my grandmother was born. My grandmother's 91 now.
Oh, wow.
So
God bless her, man.
yeah, she seems to get.
Holy shit.
She complains about her nursing home's food, but she gets fatter while she's there, dude. I love her. She's amazing, dude.
That's
Oh, God bless her.
When she complains all the time, but she's hilarious when she does it. Like Regal at work, dude. He's always got something to say, and it's funny. One of my favorite people.
She's a walking clown. A good clown.
She's a walking corpse, dude. She's 91.
The body's still warm, Henry.
And she's gaining weight, dude.
Holy shit. Well, I guess when you get to be that age, you don't give a fuck anymore. So
I wouldn't. Oh my, dude! If I was not in a nursing home and that old, I would have so much fun. would have so much fun, dude. I'd rip ass in public and not care.
I do that now.
Oh, well, good for you, man.
I mean, yeah, it's like
Good
as you get older, the less
Dog.
fucks you give. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about it. Like your body might get weaker, but your mind gets stronger as you get older. You know?
Well, I mean that
Hopefully-
depends.
well, yeah,
it
hopefully.
really depends.
I mean,
That's
you-
the case.
As we get older, we become more wise and become more knowledgeable. At least, hopefully.
Well, yeah, there's a threshold, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
like,
once you get to be
Alzheimer's
of
and
certain
stuff.
age, yes, the Alzheimer's and the dementia can
Right, I mean,
kick in.
That was my
I mean,
great
Which
grandmother.
is
Joe Biden.
very sad to see.
Yeah. Joe Biden.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe?
Yep.
Well,
That was sad to
Sleepy,
see too,
sloppy
man.
Joe.
Slippery feet. Yeah.
sleepy, sloppy,
Feet.
slippery Joe.
Right.
So
we'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Protovators, the Pope has passed the. There's an opening for the Pope. Maybe nominate your local priest. See if he comes next. Doesn't work like that though, right?
I don't think so. No. I wouldn't.
Well, fuck. Sorry.
I wouldn't even say I was an expert at the, because I'm not a Catholic, but I know of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I was raised Irish Catholic, but look how much knowledge I retained from that.
So most of what I've looked into is Roman Catholic. The differences between the two, I couldn't tell you.
So, I was
but
gonna-
from my understanding, you need to be kind of a big wig in the Catholicism Catholic community
Yeah.
to get your hat in the ring. So
Since we're talking about like religion, I was gonna briefly ask you guys like I guess like not you don't have to go on a tangent, but like what like would you say is like the difference between Christians and Catholics? Like, 'cause
Dude.
some people might not know the difference.
I
so if you guys could
could
like
tell you
My-
ex-
briefly like
My
explain it, yeah.
my take is pretty watered down. Catholic and Catholicism is more strict, and Christianity is a little bit more lenient. And you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't want.
That's kind of how I.
I don't want to say I disagree, but I'm saying I disagree.
No,
So,
that's great because we don't want to sit here like a bunch of yes men. so,
Catholicism
yeah.
and Eastern Orthodox are the two major sects of, I would say, Christianity. To me, they're all Christianity.
Yeah.
To be defined as a Christian is, do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Yes, you're a Christian. Now, that's the tip of the spearhead. Below that, well, I also want to pray to saints and Mother Mary. You're probably going to be a Catholic. Orthodox also kind of swing that way, and then in 15 something, I can't remember the exact year, the like 500th year anniversary is like I want to say like 5-6 years ago. Martin Luther of the Catholic Church came up with this 99 thesis, I believe it was, and nailed it to the front of the church, saying like, this is all the shit that the Catholic religion does that is not biblical. And he had broken off from the Catholic Church and started Lutheranism, being a Lutheran, which is what I grew up as. So the difference between being Catholic, so nowadays there is a difference. Before there used to not be. Catholics, they pray to saints. They believe in purgatory. They'll pray to Mother Mary. Me and other religions don't do that, and that's pretty much the main difference. Is I like to say that it's pretty much all the same, because the main idea is accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior.
It all falls under the umbrella of Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the most important part. So, but there are differences, and it's minor.
I mean, I guess from my opinion, like from hearing that, I see it as like, all right, you guys all took your own path. You guys all have the same end result that you want to like
that's the hope.
be fulfilled by. You know,
That's the hope. Yep.
yeah.
sure.
So that's why that's my take on what you said.
Coming from the godless heathen you are.
Yeah, thanks for telling everybody.
It's all right, man. Hey, we are a table full of brothers, but we have different backgrounds.
Yeah,
and different
I don't
beliefs.
believe in any religion. Not to,
And that's fine.
Not to disappoint anybody, but yeah, I just
And you can
I'm kinda
embark
just like-
upon our crusade, not spiritually based, but you understand and you respect the message and you believe in it.
No, yeah, there's some guys out there. They're just like, all right, fuck everyone else, but like I'm just like very like respect everyone else's beliefs and all that. But I'm kind of just very like, I gotta see some proof, man. Like gotta see some kind of hard proof. You know.
I understand. I full
ca-
understand that. I had told, I believe,
You
I think it was Justin
You were talking to him, Jordan.
Last night.
last night
Last
that
night, yeah.
one of my favorite things
Last night.
Yeah, when I was
Oh,
watching-
I was
When
saying
you don't
earlier.
remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
What time did you leave my house this morning?
Ooh. One of my favorite what I was telling him is one of my favorite thing about atheists is you guys will do something nice, and it'll be because you have a niceness in your heart, out of the kindness of your heart, not that, oh, God will like me that I did this nice thing.
Yeah.
In my eyes, God gave you free will, and if your free will is to use your logical side of your brain and be like, well, I haven't seen any hard proof, who am I to not respect that? I do respect that.
I mean, I will say, while I'm on this earth, man, like I do reach my hand out for a lot of people. I help a lot of people out in some ways. Like I could be charging people, like, and but it's not about that. I care about helping other people out. So it just depends, man. I guess you could say some agnostics or some atheists, like they're really like not great people, but I'm really the opposite of that, you know. So yeah,
I think a lot of Christians are a very good example of not being good people.
Yeah,
Because they hide their flaws in Christianity.
Right, because by nature, like you guys said, like that's more of a lenient kind of belief system, right?
I would-
So you're gonna kind of, but the problem
Jesus died for our sins, so therefore we can act up and be fools, is what a lot of people think, and
Right,
that is very
and
wrong.
That's very wrong.
and that's
That is very wrong. It's not.
First of all, for those of you viewers and fellow Brotivators, we haven't really gotten very religious on this show.
not until right now.
Not until right
Well,
now.
the Pope had died. And it came out.
Well, yeah,
The
yeah.
Pope had died.
Well, yeah, and
But-
that's why we're still talking about this because
That is okay, because this is a table full of people with different beliefs, just like you viewers there. So if you have questions about your religion or about somebody else's religion, chances are we're going to have a really good conversation about it, and we can give you the answers. And if you're looking to convert to anything, feel free to drop us a message. We have plenty of knowledge at this table, well-versed in Christianity, Catholicism even,
I know a good deal.
Islam,
I know
and
a little bit.
if
Also
you
know a
don't
good deal
if you
about
don't
that.
believe in anything, there's people at this table that have that same belief.
and like people want to see that though. They want to see like us all having different perspectives because,
Yeah.
like I said, you come to watch this podcast. If everyone just like saying yes, 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 yes to everything, it's like it's not going to be like interested in like it's honestly going to be boring, you
Right.
know?
We all have our own identities here.
But we're not on here like spinning yonnage.
Basically,
No.
agree to disagree.
We're coming from a healthy,
Agree to disagree,
a
yes.
healthy
Yeah.
like
Agree to
Disagree and still
conversation.
have a good brotherhood.
And that's what I really like about this here is because
You
we
be,
have
like, very,
all
very
different
civil.
backgrounds.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
be very civil.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and that's that. What he just said, being very civil, is what's called maturity. Just
Exactly.
because somebody has different beliefs than you, that doesn't mean you can't be their friend or their brother.
And that's what honestly a lot of days.
Yeah.
A lot of times nowadays, that's what people
Because
kinda
when
base
you
off
see
of
a
each other
person
off.
that wants to
you're
attack
not
you,
this kind of religion or
It's
whatever.
right.
It's
It's
funny.
you're a fool.
They stop talking to
You
us.
It's
do
funny you bring that up. My wife has had the same friend for the last 10 years.
Okay.
And I had met her for the first time. She had come over and met our child, and he's relatively new. He's 7 months now. I think he was like 2 or 3 months at the time. And she was just speaking to me, and I had mentioned something that she did not agree with. And for the past like 2 weeks, they've been exchanging text messages every day. But the premise is, well, your husband believes that, so I want nothing to do with you.
So it's kind of about
10
It was
years.
about what you said.
10 years.
That's not what he believes in.
And it wasn't even like too controversial. I'll go out and say it. I had mentioned that I was looking for a new church because I had moved, and one of my problems is, and I want to be very clear, and anyone listening, I want you to fully understand what I'm saying before you make any sort of judgments. Is what I had said is there's a lot of churches around me that wave the rainbow flag. And I believe there should be a separation between politicalness, so state, and
Yes.
church. And nowadays, that rainbow flag is very, very political.
Yes,
and
yes.
I want to go and
It's
and
been
learn.
radicalized as well.
I want to go and learn about what the Bible and all of that, and I want to worship what is in the Bible, and there's nothing political regarding that. And now something political has been implemented into a lot of different
Right,
churches.
right.
I would view myself outside of those problems or outside of those doctrines.
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely no problem with anyone who believes in that. I believe that God gave you free will, and if that is what you choose to do with your free will, who am I to tell him that your free will is not valid? The big man upstairs, how am I going to tell him that you gave this person a free will and they're doing fucked up shit with it? That's just not. But she couldn't see past that, and ruined a 10-year friendship, and it crushed my wife.
That's horrible. But I mean, to be honest, it's. I'm glad you said that because that's how a lot of people are thinking nowadays. You know, no one can have just a genuine discussion and agree to disagree. Like I said earlier, everyone's got to go on these fucking these extreme escapades about words being hijacked and everything's just kind of shifting extremely.
Right.
And it's kind of scary, to be honest with you.
And
It's kind of scary.
To add one more thing, just to give it the other side of the coin. My father-in-law, my wife's dad, is polar opposite of what I believe, but we have
You guys
such
get along,
we have
right?
such a great relationship.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
let me summarize this really quick for our fellow Brotovators and just for my own curiosity. A difference in opinion and beliefs has made two women no longer become friends.
Yeah.
But the relationship between two men hasn't been affected at all by the beliefs.
Yeah, well, there was a study done.
Weird.
And I wish I could quote the psychologist that had done this study and what college he went to.
I know it.
But there was a study done that on average, longer term relationships do not exist with women than they do with men. I've had the same 5 friends for the last 20 years. And
I've had these two for the last 12, 15 years.
And one of them sincerely does not like law enforcement, which that's what I do for work.
The both of us, yeah.
But it's not even a wedge in our friendship, our brotherhood. We're brothers, dude. At one point I was closer with this guy than my own twin brother, and we had such different views on things.
So look, man. So what you did was the right thing. You know, you have to stick to your guns, stick to your beliefs, because if you don't stick to any kind of integrity, you're not going to have any integrity. You know. So, and this is
Isaac.
This is science-proven fact, though. Women are emotion first, men are logic first. You know.
Yeah.
So this is why she reacted the way she did. You know.
Yeah.
Well, we say that.
They
well.
rationalize later on.
We say that, but a lot of men on the left act the same fucking way.
No, because they've been brainwashed to think emotion first.
You sure
That's
you
the
want to
problem.
call them men? Because I think they even have a problem.
Basically,
with
yeah, not even.
No,
they
because they've
have a
been
couple
conditioned. They've been
tampons in there.
conditioned,
Yeah.
desensitized to do emotion first.
There's a
That's
lot-
the
that. I
problem
will
with
say
those
this,
guys.
brothers. I will say this. You better stand for something, or you won't stand for anything at all.
If
A
you
life-
stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
That's
always my
the one I
saying,
was
man.
trying to remember. Yeah.
A life on your knees is no life living
Yeah.
at all.
Absolutely. If you stand up for what you believe in, man, and just like Isaac said earlier, stick to your guns. Don't, of course, antagonize others. Don't, attack their beliefs or anything like that. But you just kind of speak your mind, speak your own beliefs, and someone gets upset at that, then, hey, man, you probably should not be around that kind of person.
There's been this this saying I kind of coined myself since I was probably in high school, and I'm teaching my son that now. And I've had to use it on him several times in the last few months. Pardon me. And
3 out of 10.
it'll get better.
All right.
I don't want to go into detail about what the events my son went through,
No.
That's fine.
or I'll say what he did to others,
Mm-hmm.
because I had a problem with that. But I will say this. The saying is, always do what's right, even if you're hated for it.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. It's
Stand up for the right thing, or don't stand up for anything at all, right? Because if you won't stand up for what you believe in, and you won't do the right thing, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much people are going to hate you or want to hurt you, there's no honor, there's no integrity there. Because to be a man, we have purpose, right?
yeah.
Purpose, responsibility, and integrity.
Integrity is very important.
That's right.
It's doing the right thing when no one's looking.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
You know, fun fact, I was in therapy probably about a year ago, and I saw him for a few months. And phenomenal guy. I'll actually shout him out here. Sean Nowotnik out of St. Charles, Illinois. Phenomenal guy.
I was sweet on a girl there once.
St. Charles is a good area to be sweet on women in.
Yeah.
But I will say this. He told me this in my first ever session. You know, I had gone through a divorce and separation and all that fun stuff. So I was picking the pieces of my life back up, you know, kind of day by day. And he put a couple things into perspective for me to go along with what you just said. What you do when no one's in the room or no one's looking, right? And he goes, I now have the opportunity to rewrite my story, start the book over, make my own
You're
chapters.
still young.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing he said was, picture that you have a camera on you at all times. You're going to act a little differently, right?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because you don't want people to see maybe the things you're hiding, the
Yeah,
things that
certain
you're
sides of
doing.
you.
Yeah.
So I wear a mask.
So it's going to keep you in check,
Yeah.
right?
I'm just playing.
So when he told me that, it was like, ding, 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 whoa.
Yeah, no, something.
That was life-altering advice that he gave me.
That in a
And-
nutshell is called discipline.
I love that you just said that, because if I had to sum it up in one word, it would be discipline. Yeah.
Right. All right, gentlemen.
Dude,
What's
things
the
like
next
everyone's
topic we
watching
got
this.
here?
Well, Katy Perry went to space, and Wendy's fucking shit on her.
Yeah, dude, she's an astronaut
Wendy's
now.
shit
That's
on her?
crazy.
Yeah.
They technically did.
Wendy's.
They technically did.
The
yeah.
fast food chain Wendy's, yes.
Can I
Yeah.
go off topic for like 20 seconds?
20 seconds ago.
Have you guys been seeing the Domino's posts where they'll post like a screenshot of Skyrim and be like, "My I'm here" and shit?
No.
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't
Are those
seen that.
real?
Yeah, it's Domino's verified Facebook page. They'll do like cool shit like that, dude.
There's one about Domino's where it's like Domino's in Somalia or like Nigeria or like something.
Dude, these food.
And
these-
they're posting
they
pictures
can-
and like posts of like some like African like kid carrying like a Photoshop Domino's pizza
Oh,
through,
jeez.
through like a fucking village.
Oh,
These-
And it's hilarious.
These
yeah.
companies are kind of getting kind of savage, dude.
Survive
With
the
their-
Somali
with their tweets and
pirates.
stuff.
Here's your pizza. You know, like
They've been getting kind of savage with their. They're pushing the boundaries. They're
please,
like,
please tip. Like
Yeah, dude, they're trying to fit in with
well,
Basically
yeah.
the
narrative.
modern day culture, the modern day
Right.
era. Yeah.
Narrative.
They want to sell. They want to sell, but they're like, all right, guys, if we want to bring like attraction to our business, we have to do the social media shit.
Like when
We
they're
have to
when
be,
they're roasting each other and shit, dude.
Right.
On Facebook,
They do
social
that.
Media, Twitter.
and it fucking works so bad. It works so well because, wait a second, you guys are a big company. You guys should be professional, but no, you guys are posting comedy.
I think I went to the wrong
Yeah,
one.
On
dude.
Twitter.
Yeah, it's fitting in with the social media
It
era.
is.
and they're
It
doing a
is.
damn good job of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of easy.
Like,
to
you know,
do.
a long time ago, they used to come up with like some cringy stuff. Now they're just fucking
Oh, yeah.
straightforward, bang, 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 with the jokes and shit.
Right,
the
exactly.
memes.
So I want to say this though. Katy Perry went to space in a spaceship that was funded
Right,
by
pretty much
who
like-
else? Jeff
Jeff
Bezos.
Bezos.
Blue Origin, yeah,
Right.
Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
Now she went up there for a total of 10 minutes.
I thought it was 11.
Maybe it was 11. Whoa.
Whoa, big
Did
difference.
she
she
still have
was-
tits?
So she just went to.
I didn't see her tits.
She
No.
just went to space.
You see her tits?
She always had.
She had the.
She always had
the,
tits, right?
You guys know. I know you like Fallout.
you know her,
but the Fallout like.
I mean,
Oh,
I
she had the
guess.
outfit.
Vault
On. She had the blue
yeah,
outfit
dude,
on. Yeah,
she
yeah,
had like
yeah.
a Vault Dweller outfit on.
yeah, she did. She did.
It was
yeah.
like skin tight and everything. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
Vault
guess.
101.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Vault
it was like-
111 or some shit.
I was like, dude,
Both.
what are you doing?
So it's funny because people are kind of mad about that for a multitude of reasons.
Of course.
But one reason I found funny to begin with was she was calling herself an astronaut.
Oh,
and
fuck
and
me.
this was like one giant leap for feminism. Yeah, that's what they were saying, right?
Sure, let's take the dumbest individuals
mean,
and throw them up in
feminism?
space.
Because it was all women that went up to space in this spaceship
So the
funded,
fuck-
funded by Jeff
it
Bezos.
was.
And
So
like-
the
it
fuck
was like-
what?
and
There were
then-
women astronauts way before, like
Right.
actual
And,
astronauts.
Right.
and to become an actual astronaut, you have to dedicate so much time, resources, and effort into training for it,
Yes,
and then
dude, you
and then
literally
finally
dedicate
becoming
a
being
lot of your
selected to
life.
be
Bro,
Yeah.
look,
There was-
they're not worthy, bro.
I can't
No.
remember her name, but there was one woman that people were circulating and talking about that was actually qualified to be up there. She was like an astrophysicist or something like that. Don't even quote me on the title of what she was. So when I say like a bunch of like fucking dummies went up there, I'm more talking like the people that go up there for glamour and be like, "Oh, look at me." How is that helping feminists? You're showing they only got there because they were rich. They didn't go there because they had gone into the NASA space program,
They're astronauts. now.
trained.
So
and-
do they even pay for it? I mean, what the Jeff Bezos was like, "Hey, I just want to send you guys up there," and they're like, "Okay."
I wonder how much money they made off of it. Because
I don't know.
They must have.
But what was hilarious was that when they came back down to Earth,
Oh my
she
goodness.
she kissed the Earth. She kissed the ground.
She's right. Get
and
fucking statement.
and she was like so proud of what she was doing. Cool. If I could get to go to space, I probably wouldn't because there's nothing in space.
Man, she could fucking kiss my.
It's also some scary shit, man.
They
Who knows what's out there?
yeah.
Oh,
Xenos.
yeah, Xenos up there, at some other planet.
She's still a
Space
good.
Marines.
She's still a
The
good.
warp.
She's still a good for age though. She could fucking on my shit.
Yeah, man. Look, we get it, but I mean, I don't.
Speak for yourself.
That's
dude.
for feminism. That's fucking
I guess I
crazy.
am.
Girl
There's
needs a
so
brain
many-
before she can give you a brain.
There's actual.
Bitch got
women
bird brain, call her bird
astronauts
brain.
and,
I need another
man,
drink.
dude.
So look at this.
Of
Yeah.
water, of
I have
water.
nothing to
We're
fucking
laughing.
say on
We're
that.
laughing our asses off at these wannabe astronauts. They're rich, so they got to go to space. Cool.
Exactly.
Whoop de do.
What, for 10 minutes?
And Isaac can't go 5 minutes without a beverage. That's fine, brother Isaac. Stay hydrated.
Yeah,
So-
he's staying dehydrated, homie.
I don't know if you guys could answer this question, but I had not known that this was going to take place until it had taken place. What was their motive for doing this?
No, I have no clue. No clue.
I don't know. I
Like,
didn't
what
hear
was
much.
the end goal?
It was so random and out of the blue. They wanted to.
Maybe probably just get
Make-
people talking.
Well,
I mean, we're
they
doing
were-
it right now.
They
Yeah.
were really proud about doing this for feminism.
But there,
let's
there's
not-
women
let's not
astronauts.
mention
There's actual
real
women
women
astronauts.
astronauts.
Women have been to space a lot. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's feminism. Where does this shit come from?
And
'Cause
how
it's
come
Katy
that-
Perry,
wait,
so
wait.
it's just
This thought had just popped into my mind. Wasn't there a female trapped in a space station for like 9 months? Or something like that? And she most recently had just gotten back?
I think you're right.
Why,
think you're right.
Why did that not get more media attention than this fucking bullshit? This
a good
woman
point.
was
That's-
trapped outside of the planet, furthest from a human that she could fucking be.
So I'll
Came
tell
back
you why.
because they
months
can't
later.
hijack
She
the
wasn't
word
rich.
feminism around
And
it.
she wasn't famous.
She wasn't rich
Yeah,
and
well, that
famous.
too. That's a
Yeah.
good point, Henry. She wasn't famous, so that wasn't for
That's
feminism.
empowering for
But
feminism.
if you
That-
say it's for feminism, then it's for feminism.
I can't
have to
name.
say it.
I can't think of one time
What a
where
misogynistic.
where a male had to survive that
Absolutely
long on their own in space, dude.
Right.
And if there has, I just haven't heard about it.
That takes some balls.
You know what? We're just gonna go up to
That's-
space. Say it's
that's
for
like-
masculinity. We'll do it for 10 minutes. That's it.
Are these
Call
chicks?
it a day.
Are these chicks
And
gonna
I'll
go to?
kiss the ground.
Are these chicks gonna
Yeah.
go to Mars? No.
And I had heard that
Who's gonna be the first people to
she
go to
had-
Mars?
she had taken like a two
Not to sound
2 minute.
Somebody for Elon.
What did Elon say though? He said the first people to go to Mars might not come back. Be prepared not to come back.
Do you
It sounds
underst-
like quite the trip.
Do you understand what,
It
what
is.
space travel is?
It takes like
it's
2 or 3 months to get to Mars.
it's measured in light
Isn't that the
years.
moon?
No, it's measuring.
No,
it's measuring.
Mars.
It's measuring in light years. But
If
but
it's the
I thought
moon.
Mars would take a couple years.
I mean, talk about science. But Mars doesn't go.
I don't know
a
anything
perfect
about that
circle
You got
around the sun.
technology, dude.
So,
Isaac knows that
so
stuff.
they time it. They time it where okay. So off the top of my head, at any time of the year, there's a certain time where Mars is 400 million miles away from
So-
from the sun, but there's times where it's 250 million miles away from the sun.
I'll tell you this though.
they're gonna time it.
Listen to this, brother.
128 days to 333 days. So it is
To Mars?
calculated from months to
No, but
just
during
under a
a
year.
certain
The
during a certain
current-
time of the year.
okay.
during a certain
The
time of the
current distance to Mars right now from planet Earth
year. in April, yeah.
is 125.32 million miles. So convert that to light years. I'll do the math here. Thank you.
Oh, it's not gonna be that much.
Technology.
light travels at 186,000 miles per hour.
I can get there at lunchtime if I'm traveling that fast.
If I was traveling about as light, I
Got to use the forward unto dawn.
but how long it travels into year?
See,
for a
Kate,
year, I don't
It's
know.
a,
Katy Perry
it's a
can never
little
understand
over.
any of this.
It's a little over 2 light years away.
See, Katy Perry can never stand any of this.
That doesn't make sense.
She couldn't.
Because what I had just looked up said it would take 163 days, or from 163 days to 333 days. I guess I shouldn't trust the first source I see on the internet.
No,
but
no. The
And
real
they're
fuck-
measuring that in the distance that light can travel there.
in 1 year, because
in
But
1 year.
it's not doing a perfect circle around the sun. So you have to do it at the time that
it's closest to the sun.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
to make your trip closer, faster. You know?
Yeah, it has to be timed
Less
down,
distance, yeah.
calculated, coordinated, sure. But that's what we have NASA
So
for,
I
right?
I wonder where the information you looked up had pinpointed Mars. Was it the furthest point from Mars, or
That was the current
or
distance
from
right
the Earth?
now.
Oh,
He said
okay.
current distance.
Okay.
Yeah, he said current distance. Yeah.
Now I'm not strong.
See,
on
that's a
astrology.
whole big ass rabbit hole. Dude.
right, dude. We can ramble
Yeah,
about.
they can
that.
ramble about that forever.
Aliens.
Did we get through every trending topic? We talk about
Yeah,
Katy
aliens
Perry,
are real.
pulling some
They come from
feminist
the
shit.
southern border.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, well, Trump is next. Don't worry, Trump.
So
is
look,
next. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
we
Terrorists are
were
next.
we were driving past Panda Express last night, and that reminded me of Chinese food, right?
China.
Speaking of China, what's going on right now in the economy?
Make America
The market
great
is resetting
again.
itself.
That's
It's
right.
Adjusting.
Yep.
That's right.
You are fake news.
That's what
My
a lot of
my
people
boys
don't
back in the
understand.
office.
be dead than red, brother.
They
Dude,
see
I,
that-
I told myself for so many fucking these past several years, I said, dude, the one thing I want the most in 2024, the number one thing I want the most is Trump to be elected again. I told myself that so many fucking nights. I was like, I hope he becomes president again.
Yeah, we
I
had
want
a
that more
fucking
than anything.
we had a
sta- we
fucking
stayed
watch
here
party here for that.
Yeah, and I was so happy. I was
That
so
was
happy they
fucking
fucking.
wild.
It was worth it because he won.
that was a good time.
I told both of you. I never
It
forget.
wasn't even close.
I never forget though. But Billy, that fucking night, we were here for it, and Billy was like, "He's not gonna fucking win." I'm like, "Why you say that?" He's like, "Because this country's so fucking gone. It's so fucking woke." He said, "It's so fucking woke."
Man, we gotta
We're
stop
not
using
coming
woke,
back.
man.
Yeah.
I'm like, but the thing what Trump said, he said, "You never ever give up. You never ever give up.
No,
even
see,
even
why-
if we think
why I
all
was
hope is
thinking-
gone.
What I
never
was thinking
fucking
because
give up.
I was figuring that
Never ever
the
give
Dems
up.
That's
were
right.
gonna cheat again. I thought they were gonna cheat the election again like they did with Biden. Okay.
You think they cheated that?
Yeah. How the fuck did he, Biden of all people,
Yeah.
he got the most votes in history?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
four of
History-
my
80, what is it?
Yeah.
86, 87 million, Isaac?
Yeah.
It's
I know you-
82 million.
82 million?
all four of my
Biden out of all people.
And then
Yeah.
Kamal gets 10 million less than that.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
four of my
Yeah.
grandparents voted for Biden, but they've been dead for over 10 years. So,
Yeah, so
riddle me
somehow
that.
somehow they even voted.
That's been found before. That's not even a conspiracy. That has been done before.
Well, COVID was a perfect
And,
opportunity.
let me tell you
to-
right now, my grandparents on both sides of my family wouldn't vote for Creepy Joe, nor would they vote for Kamala.
Let's make some.
Just
let,
just saying.
let me say this as well, though, real quick.
Go ahead.
4 years ago, I could not bring up the word COVID on YouTube. This fucking episode would be shadow banned to fucking absolute completion. It'd be shadow banned.
Yeah, Oblivion.
But now that we can talk about it now because Trump fought for us to have freedom, now I can say COVID now on YouTube now.
Do you?
That's a huge ass. That's a big deal.
Did
That's
you go to COVID.gov most recently?
not recently?
The White House posted that
Yeah, the White House had posted that.
COVID was actually a big conspiracy, like we thought it was from the beginning. It was a man. It was a
In a
man-made, biologically developed,
Yeah.
yeah,
weaponized
yeah.
disease.
Yeah, in a lab.
Wrong,
in
yeah.
a lab, and
Yeah.
And Fauci was pardoned but he was orchestrating the lockdowns and the economic
Of
crash.
course he was part of it.
Our economy is shit because of this COVID bullshit.
Yeah.
well,
yeah, dude, yeah,
we,
yeah.
we live in Illinois, so Pritzker,
On
he,
top of that, we live
Yeah.
in Illinois.
yeah, fat ass.
Yeah.
He shut everything down, everything for what? It was 3 months, I think.
No,
I would.
it was the
3-4
majority of
months?
the year.
I wasn't here for that.
I was not.
I was in
Six-
the
No,
military.
it was about 6-7 months, something
Yeah.
like that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what the craziest
Gosh,
thing
damn, I
about that
remember
is,
that.
though? I was in California when COVID
California
really
was
started.
Very
popping off.
liberal, very democratic.
They were even longer, dude.
I had flown
Same
from
with Canada.
California
Canada
back
was
to Illinois
crazy.
numerous of times, just going home on leave. And when COVID was going on, my great grandmother had died from COVID. God bless her soul.
Geez, sorry to hear that.
One of the greatest people I've ever known. She was my favorite relative on that side of the family. She'd be outside smoking cigarettes, talking shit about everybody inside. Like, she was hilarious. Anyways, I had gone into San Diego Airport that I've been to many a times before.
Mhm.
I like had a flight with like 4 other people. I have a video on my phone that shows empty hallways where you usually have to like nudge past people if they're walking
Yeah,
fucking slow on
dude.
their
Even
phone.
in the streets, because me and Isaac were still hanging out. Like we were just
Oh, yeah.
chilling
Oh, yeah.
outside or something. Dude, even the streets were fucking
get it.
empty.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
only,
And,
like,
and
couple
all of
cars in
this
there,
was,
man.
was man-made. Think
I-
about like because what the White House had said on the website, COVID.gov, was that the strands of COVID was not found in nature. Like what they had looked into
Right.
does not reflect what nature produces.
Yeah.
So now my first question to myself when I had first read that was
This is straight
To
from the
me-
White House website
exactly
here, Henry.
it's .gov. It's government.
The virus possesses a biological characteristic that is not found in nature.
which is what I just said.
Yep.
Right.
Data shows that all COVID-19 cases stem from a single introduction into humans. This runs contrary to previous pandemics where there were multiple spillover events.
Right.
What does that mean to you guys?
Well, my first question, and
Big ass
what
hit
I was
job.
about to say, the first question I had asked myself is if we have so much
Bring
faith
down
and
the
trust
population.
in these biologists and scientists is how would, while looking for a vaccine and while producing a vaccine, how could this have not been found during then? That this was not typically involved in nature. This was not involved in nature does not show up in nature. I would think that if you were to mass produce a vaccine, by that time you would know that information.
They rushed that vaccine out so quick, and they had
Even that.
they had
That
no
they
care
were,
what the side
they
effects
were
were.
Yeah,
literally
it was
bribing
called-
people.
It was called Project Warp Speed. Yeah.
I literally was put into a position where, and I couldn't afford to not have my job at that moment. I was told, "You better get this vaccine, or you will no longer work here."
I wish I never
When
got
There
it.
was
when jobs were
ultimatums
hard
left
to
and
get
right.
to begin with, there,
Ultimatums, man, were being hit. bro.
I had no choice but to get the vaccines and the boosters.
During
And then guess what?
I didn't
As
get
soon as
any
I got done with my
boosters.
vaccines and the
I didn't
boosters,
take nothing.
my place of employment at the time, I worked for the state,
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
said, "Oh, you no longer need to get the vaccines, guys. You're all good. You
What
can
the
keep your
fuck?
jobs."
Yeah.
So I literally was like, "Cool.
Remember
I got
they
that for no
were-
reason."
They were doing with the mask. They were trying to bribe people like, hey, if you if you get the shot or whatever, you don't have to wear a mask anymore.
You can travel.
And
Right.
then once people
Bro.
got the shot, they're like, actually, no, you got to wear a mask again.
Dude, they were
They
doing.
mandated
No
it
fucking
right
sense.
after that.
They were
No
do-
fucking
they were
sense.
doing like vaccine lottery.
Yeah, dude.
Uh-huh.
They were doing all kinds of bribe
Look,
shit, dude. They
I
were doing all
don't-
kinds of stuff.
Whatever
So-
side you're on, Republican or you're a leftist, don't sit there and tell me that you don't find that shit a little.
I
odd at
never
least.
took a shot of
Sus.
anything, dude. I never took a shot at anything. Of anything. I was asked so many times every time I go to the hospital or go to the doctor's office. I always told them no, I don't roll that way, dude.
You got your
I'm not wasting my
vaccines when
time.
you were a baby?
I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Like
So,
everyone should,
they'd be like,
hopefully.
why aren't you?
I
not
hope
doing
you
it?"
did.
They were like, how come you're not doing it? Everyone else is
Well, the
doing it.
schools required
So
some
that
of
shit.
them.
They
He's
said
not gonna answer that.
they said everyone else is doing it. I guess you know what, dude. I'm fucking so fucking real with these motherfuckers. You know what I said to them? I said everyone else is sheep.
So
Everyone else is sheep.
Did you get your shots when you were a baby?
That's it. Yeah, I did in high school and middle school and everything.
you
All right,
kinda
cool,
had
because
to
those were
to go-
legit.
You
Right.
had to when
On
you-
top of that, I got that fucking that one shot when I got bit by the dog a couple years ago.
Rabies.
A rabies shot.
No, the tetanus shot.
Tetanus shot.
I
Tetanus.
got that. Yeah, I got
From a
that.
dog?
You
tetanus on rust.
You didn't step on a nail?
did that dog have like a rusty fucking fake metal tooth? What,
Well,
what the
no,
fuck?
no,
What?
but I took it during like 2021 or 2022, so that's good for 10 years. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well,
I'm good.
Hey, so there's 3 more facts about this COVID pandemic that the White House has lifted here. So check this out. Wuhan is home to China's foremost SARS research lab, which has a history of conducting gain-of-function research, gene-altering and organism supercharging at inadequate biosafety levels. That's a lot of mumbo-jumbo for me, but it sounds like something is not what it was portrayed to be. Wuhan Institute of Virology researchers were sick with COVID-19 like symptoms in the fall of 2019, months before COVID-19 was discovered at the wet market.
Jesus Christ, I'm about to sanitize my mic.
They used to tell us it came from a bat soup.
Yeah,
because bats hold a lot of bacteria and viruses and things like that. But
by nearly
they're-
all measures of
they carry
science.
them, but they're immune to them.
Right.
I think that's what they're saying.
And this is the 5th publication here about the whole COVID thing that the White House put out. By nearly all measures of science, if there was evidence of a natural origin, it would have already surfaced, but it hasn't.
That's exactly why I'd asked the question. Not, I actually didn't remember that part, but I would think that while coming up with a formula to battle this vaccine, it would have been discovered that this is not natural of origin.
The vaccine killed people because they didn't know what they were putting
Well,
into it.
so
Dude, yeah,
so
people be like knocked down, feeling like
I
dog shit
had-
for 2 days straight, dude.
dude,
They were.
what-
The people
what you-
felt sick from it, dude.
what you had said is true, okay? But there are a lot of vaccines do that. I had a roommate when I was in Okinawa that had the anthrax vaccine, and he was a 1 out of 1 million case to where it had given him a heart attack, and
so
he had almost died.
rare, very rare.
But if you work the numbers based on how many people had taken the vaccine, like it's still kind of like the 1 in 1 million. Like a lot of people died from it because they couldn't handle it. It was just them.
That's why a lot of guys are like,
Because we have
All right,
we have
that's
like
fair.
8. I think we're at 8 billion now people on the planet.
Maybe even more now because scientists
right, dude.
and researchers aren't even sure anymore.
Yeah, they were like, well, we might have severely miscalculated the planet of the Earth. Severely miscalculated, dude. What are you talking about?
They better send an auditor to
We
like
all do
India and
taxes,
China and some shit and figure it out.
I think the population of the United States is pretty.
We're about 400 million now. I would think.
we're about a third of a billion.
I thought it
We're a
was
third-
326 million.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If
that's
I
what
had
it is. It's a third
to,
of a
if I
billion,
had
pretty
to
But if they
guess
fucked
now,
it
it's
up-
probably closer to 400 million.
But you know, we also everybody should, and most people do, file taxes, and they put their children on it. Even that's like a free survey.
Unless you're like Capone, you know. Then
yeah, or
you pay
friends of mine that
taxes.
just I'm not paying taxes. And it's like, dude, you're gonna get money back. Like, what the fuck are
Cool.
you talking about?
So don't pay taxes, go to prison, and fuck off for the
Yeah,
rest of your life.
and have the IRS literally fuck you up the ass.
Right.
Yeah, they're not even gonna spit on you or in your ass. They're just gonna take it.
Yeah, they know.
But they're gonna take your
They
ass.
know how much you're making. You just have to tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't lie to them because they already know. Like when you go to the fucking HR office at work, they know what you did.
Yeah.
Just don't lie to them.
Unless you're making enough money where you can use the loopholes.
Dude, I've beaten every HR case
A lot
on
of
me.
loopholes, man.
Are
got- what
you
we got
saying?
I'm so good at arguing.
I know what you're saying.
I've beaten every HR case.
Loopholes.
What we got
You
next?
the
What we got
money.
next, Billy? What you got for me, brother?
You guys got to figure those out for yourself.
Brother Isaac, there is something we wanted to go over, and this is more in the dietary realm of our crusade for masculinity. And this is the difference
this matters,
between this is the difference between game meat, deli meat, and processed meat.
Yeah, so I'm
We
curious
never
about
talked
this
about
stuff
this.
as
We
well. I
never
think me
talked
and
about
Javi are.
I've been
Same
eating a
page
lot
there.
of game meat lately, which is awesome. I love that I've been doing that. I have a friend at work, Matt, that has been supplying me with
Matt.
venison.
Oh, okay.
Venison,
Shout out to you, bro.
black bear meat, which by the way is really cool. It's
Never had
it's really good, but but it's very distinct in flavor.
So you got. So,
Can't wait to
so
try that shit.
You gotta tell people what
actually.
game meat is. Tell
I
people
was
what game
just
meat
about to
is.
ask that
Okay,
question.
so game meat
People are-
is
people wanna
something
know.
that you go out and hunt and you harvest yourself. It's an animal found in the wild. It's not in a secluded like farm,
A
like
ranch.
like chickens. Chickens are not game meat. Okay,
No.
you want to talk about game meat? You want to talk about venison? That's going to be deer, elk, moose, bear. If there's any others, I can't think of them off the top of my head right now.
So
but
what is the
Freshly
difference
hunted. You gotta have a
between
hunting license for, obviously.
what is the nutritional difference between game meat and the T-bone steaks that I'll buy at Jewel?
So, I'm glad you asked. Let's not go with the steaks, but let's go with the ground beef.
Sure. I do consume relatively a lot of ground beef, yeah.
As do I. So meat from the store is going to be, I don't want to say chemically washed, but it's going to be altered from its original state because it needs to stay fresh longer on the shelves.
Preservatives.
So they're going to add preservatives into it. So it's generally going to be more bright colored, whereas the meat fresh from the animal, not filled with preservatives, it's going to be more of a darker color.
Okay.
Okay, because the darker the meat when it's raw, the more fresh and less fucked with it basically is how I can
yeah.
basically dumb it down.
You're right.
yeah,
That's how bacon is too. Bacon's actually white, but they kind of they add some color and shit to it.
Yeah,
Make it look that.
for no reason other than
Yeah.
oh, it looks appealing. Cool.
It
Great.
does. It looks more appetizing when it's brown and stuff than it is fucking
It sells.
just white.
Yeah, it
It
sells.
It sells. I love fucking bacon, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
fire.
it.
So game meat is incredible if you can get over the gamey flavor. And I don't really know how to explain the gamey flavor of
I'm
it.
about to ask that.
Other,
What the hell do you mean by that?
you can tell it's not from a store, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Is what I can tell you.
Would it be considered good? Does it gamey?
It's an
Is it
acquired
tasty?
taste. A lot of people prefer the not gamey flavor.
I don't know, dude. I fucking love meat.
Well,
Yeah, I saw I did, bro. I saw you eat, bro.
yeah. Well, Brother Isaac is a carnivore, so now we are in his realm.
I've been doing carnivore diet for a year now. Next month will be a year. I've been just eating anything that comes from animal, eggs, some dairy, some meat.
So, in order to kind of get rid of that gamey flavor, what I learned recently was that a lot of butchers or hunters will mix pork with the game meat.
we
Ground?
were talking about
Ground.
that yesterday.
Yeah, ground,
Okay.
ground.
So when we got some great videos coming up for you guys for the shorts, some great short videos of Brother Billy.
Yeah, I actually did a meal prep yesterday.
I did.
Right, and it's gonna
did
be
some
great.
venison,
and
man.
Stay tuned to it tomorrow.
Did
Yeah,
some venison.
that's
Be on
right.
the lookout for those guys. Make sure you hit all the socials.
Wow.
I did venison burritos with some protein pasta,
Right.
diced tomatoes, and a little bit of that
forward to
leftover
that.
meat.
Right.
Oh,
That
dude,
sounds-
it was awesome.
You're
Look
making me
forward to
hungry,
those
bro.
And I made 7 of them.
Yeah,
I made 7 containers.
Right. Look forward to those videos. They're gonna be great.
I'm good.
They're gonna
Back on
get
track.
hella views.
Got a little excited over there, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so game meat, processed meat, deli meat.
I'm not a hunter by any means, so for me to
No,
speak
yeah,
on
it's something
on
I've
game meat,
really
I'm not
wanted to
the
get
most
into.
knowledgeable in.
But I mean, that was a pretty good description of it, though. So let's see. All right, so deli meat, processed meat.
Okay, deli meat is another question I have because I just finished buying a few pounds of black peppered turkey to put on sandwiches.
Love that, phenomenal.
That's good, by the way.
I don't think deli meat is bad by
No,
any
no,
means.
yeah. So I'd say
That's what I
I'd
was
say
gonna
I
ask.
say
It's-
like
it's
game
kinda
meat.
like-
Game meat's up here. Deli meat, processed meat, fucking down there, dude.
I'm gonna ask a stupid question. Processed meat? Do you mean like tuna in a can, or
I
what
mean,
are we,
like,
what are we
yeah,
talking
I'd
Things
about?
say-
that were ran through a factory, maybe.
Yeah, like spam. Like spam
Spam.
has been around for
Okay.
decades.
Which, by the way, spam is good. I like spam.
Bologna.
Space processed
Bologna
What
alien
even
meat.
is spam?
Spam.
Well, I enjoy that space.
Look, I've
processed
heard of
alien
I'm
it,
meat.
just
but
kidding.
I don't think I've ever ate it.
Bologna, guys, gentlemen. Bologna. Ladies and
Bologna's
gentlemen.
awesome too, though.
But it's processed.
But it's full of high fructose corn syrup. Fun fact,
But it's
depending on the brand.
processed. It's processed. There's a lot. There's colorings. You got the yellow 5, the red 40.
Yeah, so when you say process, they're
Yellow
adding
5, red
colors
40.
and additives
Oh,
and stuff
okay.
like that. Yeah.
Bologna is
I,
also
I
colored.
have heard about that.
So-
Basically, if it's altered
You had
from
to
its
bridge the gap
original
there.
state,
Right,
Right,
exactly.
it's
right.
it's
So,
processed
it's
Yeah.
to some degree.
Just like sausages. Sausages are processed, right? They're not
but they're so damn good.
right, but they're put into like a plastic. Like
These, it's not plastic.
It's not plastic. My
it's
bad.
it's a casing made
it's a
of
casing.
enzymes
Yeah.
from intestinal lining.
right.
At least that's how they used to do it.
That's why they're hard to cut raw.
Yes.
Got it.
Whenever I make brats and like sausages and stuff like that, I always cut that film and I take it off. I just don't like the film.
Like hot dogs.
But
Hot
that-
dogs are the same thing.
But that casing, that film, yeah,
hot dogs have
actually
hot
keeps
dogs
it.
just took a bunch of shit from an animal and just kind of like fucking jammed it all
right,
in.
and it's
Like,
processed.
Hot
fucking
dogs.
mix it all in, you know.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
So hot dogs is basically like you just got done processing a cow and a pig. Cool. What's all that fucking slop on the floor? Cool.
Scraps.
Scoop it up, put it in a tube. Bam.
Yeah, the
hot dog.
leftover stuff.
Right. So for example,
My papa used to call it the gizzards and the giblets and the nuts, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
yeah, fucking cool. I'm eating it.
so for all the Brotovays that watch our show, I'm a carnivore, right? I eat meat, but no, I'm gonna make sure they fucking know. But
They know.
I don't eat. I don't eat. But they don't know this though. I don't eat bottom feeders. Bottom feeders is like animal-
Catfish.
Yes.
Like tilapia, dude.
Like
tilapia.
like
Or
crawfish, crawfish.
Cool.
Shit that
Oh,
people
dude.
from like the jumbo.
I just
gumbo
had crawfish
from,
though
like,
for the first time
Louisiana.
a couple weeks ago. Awesome.
Well,
It's good, man.
I don't eat shrimp.
You
I don't
crack
eat-
that head off and you suck the brain
Do
and
you
all
eat
that shit out of it. It's
seafood or
awesome. It's good. It
pigs?
sounds gross, but it's really good.
Pigs are like the bottom feeders
Yeah,
of the
I'm not
land.
a
They're
seafood
like
guy.
God's garbage can, dude. They'll eat their own young. They don't give a shit. They're hungry, dude.
They will.
That's true, that's true.
and they only have one stomach to process all of these things.
What?
That's why people say beef is heavier or is healthier than pork because they got four stomachs to like get rid of all
No,
the
yeah, that's
bullshit
why
they
the
eat.
Jewish people don't eat pork. And
I don't eat pork. I
Muslim-
will sometimes have bacon because I got a weak spot, but I don't eat pork.
Jews don't eat pork. I thought that was
No,
just
no,
Muslims.
They do,
Nope.
No, Jews too,
And
Jews too.
actually, if
because they're Orthodox. Well,
I'm-
there's Orthodox.
And that is a genuine question. I thought
No,
it
they
was
don't.
just the
They don't,
Muslims.
yeah.
Jews, Muslims, Orthodox
Orthodox Jews-
Church,
Orthodox Jews
Orthodox
definitely do.
Christianity. Using discernment to me, it's just always been like I'm gonna steer away from pork.
No, well, that's fair enough.
So I typically don't eat pork. My wife knows this, and she's half Chinese, half Filipino, and a lot of Filipino dishes call for pork.
yeah.
They eat pork.
Mhm.
So I typically steer towards her
So-
Chinese meals she makes.
So
I
personally for
fucking
me,
love 'em.
Awesome.
like since I'm on a carnivore diet, I only eat carbohydrates. Pork ribs, I eat all the time, right? And I get them. There's a lot of fat on it, you know, because porks have. a lot of
Fat's great
fat.
for you.
And the and when I get
I
like
would want you to explain.
when I get a steak, when I go to Costco and I look in the raw meat section, I'm looking for a lot of white because I don't eat carbs. I'm looking for a lot of fats. Pork always has a lot of fats because it's got it just does.
It's a very fat animal.
It's a very fatty animal. Yeah.
So how? Because I know there's trans fats and saturated fats, and one of them is like that's shit for you, and then
And
the other is like,
monosaturated. Yeah.
is like natural,
So I'll put it to you this way in
Polysaturated.
in the simplest form that I can put.
and that's what I'm gonna need because I'm fucking retarded.
So
That's a joke.
we got a retard alert class. Not the R word. Oh no, we're gonna
Am I
get
not?
canceled again. Son of a bitch.
Am I supposed to say that? Not supposed to. Say that?
Oh, I don't care.
Dude, I grew up with that shit. I don't know.
No.
Nah, the world's just gone way too soft, man.
Yep.
All right.
Soft world. we're
Not you,
living in.
Henry.
If it gets no views, then we know why.
Thanks, Henry. No, fuck you, dude. We don't give a shit.
Bro just threw the video in the shadowbound fucking shadowbound realm.
Fucking just said it loud. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man.
Don't be sorry. That's
Nah,
the problem
do
with
it.
society.
W-
Don't be sorry.
Yeah.
Own that shit.
We said some
Can I
fucked up
say-
shit, dude.
Can I say a quick story about that word?
Please.
When I was a kid, I was with my best friend Carl. I was 20. I've known him for 20 years or whatever the fuck it's been now. And we were at the park with his mom. And his mom had saw another mom that she knew, and her son with special needs. The mom and her mom, or his mom, it was like, oh, hey, they should play together. Her mom, the mom of the special needs child, had come over to us and been like, I don't remember his name, but it had been like, hey, this is so-and-so, he's retarded. The own mother introduced her child as retarded. Like,
Dude, for that word, bro,
Yeah.
I got a story for you, bro.
Yeah, you sure fucking do. Not on camera. plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Definitely not on camera.
I don't.
That's just what I grew up with, man. Like,
I'll tell you- I'll
to
tell you
me,
after
it wasn't
Justin
like
leaves.
making fun of
Brother
anybody.
Isaac was a
Yeah,
naughty,
it
wasn't.
naughty
I mean, we
boy.
use it as like kind of a slang way, like in a
So-
slang way, but it. I don't know, man. People are just offended by everything.
Now,
nowadays.
if there was
That's,
someone who
I'll tell
that
you
word
after.
had defended them in the room with us, like, yeah, man, like, all right, if that bothers you, that bothers you, whatever. Personally, there's not a single word on this planet that bothers me, but if that's you, dog,
I agree.
then
yeah,
I can respect
yeah,
that.
See,
Sure.
I understand that. You know, if they're actually really hurt and offended by that word, but not just like some leftist just saying some random shit though.
Right.
That's the difference.
So to kind of answer your question about the fats, in the
Yes,
most
please.
simplest terms, a lot of cooking oils, no, it's just fats, right? Fat holds a lot of flavor, and lard, all right, lard, that was used for cooking for centuries before modernized
World War II
culinary
rations.
items. Yeah,
Would
huge,
use lard,
huge,
yeah.
yeah, lard, right? Fat is, let's say you're doing keto.
Keto?
Yeah, keto. You're entering a keto diet. This is just an example.
What is a keto diet?
Okay, so
So you
I'll
enter ketosis. You have to be under 50 grams of carbohydrates or less for maybe a week or two, and then your body starts to go into what's called ketosis. It starts taking ketones
instead of burning glucose.
instead of burning glucose.
that's what I'm
it's
doing.
going to burn all the
Oh.
fat in your body first.
That's what I'm doing.
Dude,
yeah.
that's the diet I need to go on.
That's
I
what
gotta
I'm
get
doing.
rid of this
That's what I'm-
gut.
That's what I'm doing right now,
Yeah,
man.
Isaac used to be like what 260.
Yeah.
That was less than a year ago.
I mean,
and
I've shown
we
you
were,
photos of myself, right?
But-
Before.
180.
Stung by 1,000 bees. Yes.
But the
Yeah, it's never gonna get old.
Okay, so let me say that real quick. So guys,
I know.
what I do right now, carnivore diet. Keto is anything under 50 grams. I do the extreme version. I do 0 carbs. It's a subset of keto. So yeah, so when you anything under 50 grams a day that you're doing, you're in ketosis. You're burning ketones, not glucose. And for me, yeah. So the only carbs I get is from electrolytes, but that's about it. Like probably getting like 10 grams a day, and that's it. You know?
Yeah.
And
So your diet
it
consists
was a struggle
of,
at first.
you
Because
protein
it
and
took-
fats.
It took 3 months to get a proper shit. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It was a struggle at first. You
Yeah,
gotta be
that's
ready
rough.
for that. It was.
Yeah,
It was.
that's rough.
I was rough. It was sucked. It sucked when I finally
Stuck
used the
through it, though.
bathroom. I was like, you would say thank the Lord, like, because that's how I felt. Like, seriously.
uh-huh.
But your body adapts and you adjust. When I was in the keto food, what they call it is like you go.
I've been there a time or two. Yeah, that sucked.
That sucked.
Man,
It
that
took.
was
That was a
terrible.
good solid week of feeling like shit because your body's going through a huge adjustment. But don't get confused, guys. Just because you feel like shit doesn't mean it's bad for you. No, your body's going through an
Yeah,
adjustment.
it's jarring.
You be ready
know?
for it.
Yeah.
Be ready mentally for it. And I knew that. And once I got past that, everything was good.
Brother Isaac spitting facts. Right
That's
on.
it, man. There's no more to say. That's
To kind of put an analogy to that, the Bible talks about transitioning into a Christian as taking a certain type of like rough weed and scrubbing yourself all
right.
over with it.
Exactly.
Like,
Right.
it
right.
feels
That was
bad,
a perfect example.
but
of
it's
that.
good for you.
Right. And that's a perfect example. Perfect example. of
So,
that. I'm telling you, dude. You should try
and,
it.
you know, we
just for
live-
your own faith. You should
we-
try it just for your own faith.
We live in a society that's if it feels
We live
good,
in a
it
society.
must be good.
Right,
And it's like,
exactly.
dude, that's total horseshit.
Total horseshit. It is because once I saw the other side, the grass was fucking green, dude.
Right.
You know, it
Right.
really was. You know,
That's
And
awesome.
It's not always greener on the other side,
You're gonna have
but
to
in
tell
your
me more
case,
about
it
that.
was.
You're gonna have to tell me more about that.
I definitely, yeah. If you ever want, man,
Well,
I'll
I
tell
mean,
you.
I'll
tell
hang
you
out
about it.
out for a little bit after we close camera or something like that.
Definitely.
Because I'm genuinely interested in that. For me personally, for my like diet and my workout routine and all of that, I had started at like 155, 160 pounds, and I knew working the job I needed to work. I need some fucking meat on my bones.
Mm-hmm. So
So I had eaten a lot, taken mass gainer, didn't really cut out the beer, drank Coors Light, so it's 5 grams of carbs per 12 ounces, 105 calories. And I had put on 40 plus pounds. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to shed some of that belly fat and then put on some serious fucking muscle. So,
Right.
so I think I really need to get on something that works for me that to get rid of more of the body fat and then continue to work out.
Yeah, I'd recommend definitely carnivore, bro.
Yeah, because like
Not just because Isaac's on it, but seriously,
no, because
you
my
can main game.
my belly
Right.
was really protruding.
You'll be hitting all
Right.
your
I
protein.
mean, Billy doesn't know because I wasn't hanging out Billy, but Justin knew how
I've seen pictures, brother.
my belly was very like it was sticking out, right, Justin?
Well, yeah, we've seen Isaac shirtless and shit, dude.
It was sticking out. But
So, brother Henry, to answer
that's-
your
that's my
question about the benefits of fats, I mean, there's numerous benefits.
so that was about process, right? The process stuff. So
Well, yeah, but he
Mhm.
was questioning. You can
Right.
you can have
Because-
fat and it's good for you.
From
Well,
my
your body
limited
prefers
understanding
fats.
and
Your
just
body
what I was
prefers
told,
fats.
taking looking at the fucking food pyramid in school and shit,
Dude,
and
that's,
like whatnot.
that was the
just, like,
biggest
any fat
scheme
is
of
bad
all
for you.
time.
So I'll break it down for you here. Fat is consuming fat. It's going to provide a bunch of benefits like energy production, aiding in the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. So it helps your body absorb vitamins better.
Yes.
It supports brain and heart health,
Okay.
which a
And
lot.
I probably have a undiagnosed heart condition, just heretical, or not heretical, hereditary.
Heretical, brother.
I mean, dude, this
Yeah,
fucking dude, this pisses this
Heresy.
this really pisses me off because like people say like, oh, your body wants carbs. No, your body wants fats. Your fucking brain is 70% fat, dude. How much
I didn't
fat
know
is on your
that.
body? Is there any carbs around your body? No, it's all fat, motherfuckers.
Fats also
Stop
help
fucking
protect
listening to
your
people. The
vital organs.
Yes, right, your vital
So-
organs.
Yeah.
To
What's
to ask another question, if I may,
Fuck.
these sort of healthy fats you speak of, where can I find them?
On meats.
On
So the
meats,
meat
on
that-
meats,
that
on the
border-
meats, dude.
border
That's
the
it.
meat.
Literally the gristly.
So what I said earlier, guys,
Rubbery-
That's my favorite part of it,
Guys,
dude.
guys,
There you go,
bacon, motherfucker.
bacon is
cheese.
so high in fat.
No, cheese, but
it's a good fat.
But
Yes.
good cheese, go.
Yes.
It depends on.
Don't
does
get
it depend on
processed cheese.
what bacon you buy?
No. Fun fact:
Not really.
when you're cooking meat down, like you're making a pound of ground beef,
Sure.
and you got all that grease at the bottom. Guess what that is? That's
Beef.
all the fat cooking
Yeah,
out of the meat.
Like tallow, yeah.
So when you take that,
Yeah.
it's called tallow. So when
Yeah.
you take that and you strain it and you let it
I
sit
put
out
it in my
and
eggs.
it hardens up,
Yeah.
you now have whatever meat that was, that fat you can use, scoop it up, put it in a pan for cooking oil.
Yeah, or I put
It's
it
a
in my,
much
My wife does that.
I put it in my eggs.
I never knew that. My wife does that.
Yep.
Dude, you just like bridge the gap right there. Cause,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like she had gone to school for culinary arts and she does all this cooking. She knows what the fuck she doing. I don't bother to ask. I'm just like, okay. Dude, I had no idea. Like I eat good. Like her meals are fucking amazing, and I just don't question it.
Well, you shouldn't question it still because she's doing a good job.
That my wife literally does that shit. We'll have this like little jar and there'd be like a bunch of like white shit and looks like fucking frosting almost with a
Right,
hint
right,
of
it
yellow.
does.
That's the tallow, brother.
Dude,
That's
that's
tallow.
crazy.
That's
dude.
the animal
I
fat.
never knew that.
Yeah. it
So
is.
So
what
should I
I
cook with that? Because
Uh,
I had just
yes,
gotten my
you
feet
can,
wet
yeah.
in cooking.
Absolutely. Because it's
Because I typically use extra virgin olive oil.
olive oil is good too.
I had looked at that olive oil has many like. It's very good for cancer reduction. Like your chances of getting
Yeah. Ask-
cancer are lower.
Ask any
From-
Italian. I mean, they're going to
I'm
tell you
Italian.
they put it on everything.
Right.
I put it on a lot of stuff too. I love the stuff.
Should
It's
I do
great.
both, or should I sub out the extra virgin olive oil for like tallow?
I would if I was you, I
for-
would do an elimination diet just to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you.
Yeah, a little trial
because
and,
your
and
body's
error for
different.
you.
Than, yeah, you should do A/B testing because your body might react to this better than that. And I kind of was doing the same thing. I was seeing what like I responded to better, and then I was able to like for example, like I used to get like I thought that I was like lactose intolerant when I was eating carbohydrates, but now I can pound cheese down like it's nothing. My stomach doesn't hurt no more because I eliminated other things that I ate around the cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you need to like eliminate things, see what works, and then bring it back into your diet if you know it's gonna work. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And take things
Yeah.
out that you know does
Your body will
process
probably
elimination.
react differently.
right.
Your
That's
body
what you
will
have
tell
to do.
your body will tell you, yes, this is working, or no, I don't like this.
And look, guys, Henry's here, but Henry's like you. he's here and he's learning on the spot like you're learning right now.
Nobody
you know what
taught
I'm
me
saying?
this shit.
No, right, exactly. No one teaches.
It's
dude,
not something you,
we-
you learn in school.
We all look, there's
absolutely
a health
fuck
class,
not.
guys.
not.
We've all had health classes in
do you know
school,
how to do taxes?
but it's not like
They didn't teach me that in
it's
school
not.
either.
It's not the
That's
nitty
what I got a
gritty.
task guy for.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
the
You hire somebody for that.
surface level stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I did.
Yeah, that's all. That's all it was in
I've been
school.
doing this all day.
We all had health class. It was just like
Shout out
it was
to Evan,
surface
by the
level
way.
stuff. You know?
And that was the other thing. So I was reaching towards the internet for answers.
Yeah.
But you know, I'd get this like, oh yeah, this is what you want to cook for this and that, and it's like, bro, you're
Yeah.
taking steroids, and I fucking know it. Like,
Yeah, a lot of
Whoa.
see when you look it up. There's a lot of
Let's
controversial.
go.
so I'm like, that might work for whatever extra testosterone you might need because you're a little bitch.
What's wrong with steroids?
A lot,
Oh
Wow,
dude. A
I'm
fucking
offended
ton.
now.
Dude, are you serious?
My ears killed.
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I thought I ruffled some feathers there, and I was like, dude, I didn't mean to. I thought everyone. Here
No,
was
no.
offended.
That's
He
good
also
for views.
thinks the
That's
world
good
is
for views.
flat,
Fuck
but
it.
we're not going to.
I-
Who thinks the world is flat?
Brother Justin.
No, he's bullshitting me, dude.
Man, we already had that conversation.
No,
You
no,
guys gotta
I don't
go
remember
watch-
this
You guys gotta
conversation.
go watch.
Oh,
that
because you were
episode, man.
sleeping,
Justin.
motherfucker.
You fucking really think the
Well,
world?
we're
is
not
flat?
getting into this
I'm-
right now. We've already discussed that.
I
on
know you
one
gotta
of
wake up
our-
early, but the world ain't flat, bitch.
Justin,
I think it's flat.
not to get into it.
You're fucking serious,
But
right?
how
I
I
think it's
view
flat.
that shit
Are you
is
fucking
if I were to put
bullshitting
all
me,
my
Justin?
money and if the Earth was
Look
flat
what
or not,
just happened,
I would put
brothers.
on that's a globe. But at the same time,
He
there's
took-
a lot of lies in the world, and I've never seen the Earth from space.
Justin, man, we're about to have a long conversation sober.
So I don't think any differently of you if you do view the world
I
that
do.
way.
I apprect that, Henry. Thank you.
I've never
I-
been to space. I've
I'm about
never
to
seen the
disown you.
fucking. Katy
Yeah.
Perry has that dumb bitch.
Fuck her.
How many fucking Red Bull fucking videos they gonna do when they show the fucking world is like not fucking flat?
It's all
How the
CGI.
fuck?
I'm
where's
not
the
saying I
ocean-
believe it
where the
is.
fuck does the
I'm
ocean
just
go at the
saying
end of the fucking road?
It's logically
CGI,
consistent.
man.
It's logically consistent, and
all
that's
right,
what I can
brother.
respect. It is.
No, you
I
got
did not know
problems.
this about you, Justin.
We're here for you.
Have
No,
you
I'm
been?
not here
Have
for
you
you
been to
guys.
space?
Fuck you.
Have any of us been to space? No, you haven't seen that shit for your own eyes, and there's a ton of lies out there.
They have satellites and pictures. That's enough for me.
I'm not saying
When
coffee.
you
I
look
believe
at, when
the
you
Earth
look at
is
the moon,
round.
is the moon fucking?
I
the moon
do.
look flat to you?
I'm just saying
Yeah, kind
his
of.
logic
does look flat.
When you look at the
It's
moon,
there.
and you
It's-
see
it is there.
You see
I can't defend flat earthers, man. I can't.
But apparently, there's a
just-
dark
when you
side
see-
of the
when
I'm
you-
not
moon
even
you
that
see-
no
defending
one's
him. I'm
ever
just saying
seen,
I
right?
understand his train of thought.
I'm not going to
think it's
validate
flat.
his train of
When you
thought
see the
either.
shadow-
It's not validating. It's saying I understand.
Guys, when you see the shadow, if the Earth was flat, when you see the shadow of the fucking moon, it would be flat down the middle. No, it goes like this, right? The shadow of Earth, it goes like this to the moon. Wanna
At the
why?
same
because
time,
the
you-
moon, because the Earth is circle, bro.
You've never
not
been to
fucking flat.
you've never. Been
I believe
to
the correct
space.
term is a sphere.
It's
more of an oval.
I think shadows
It's
have
like
enough proof
squished
to,
like this because
to
the
prove
weight
my
of the
point.
ice of the North Pole and the weight of the ice of the South Pole over a long time, as they say. I'm not saying I believe
you gotta
this.
take
Had
ayahuasca,
squishing
man, so you guys-
the Earth a little bit.
Ayahuasca, jeez. I don't know
Holy
what all the
shit.
cool kids are on
So
nowadays.
it's more of like
Yeah,
Stewie's
tell me your
head, but
bullshit,
not as
dude.
fucking out
No.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you, man. I hate you now, dude.
That's what scientists say. But
Unbelievable. So, anyways,
I respect
we were
your
talking
views,
about.
Justin.
I'm about to have
Thank
an
you,
respect
Henry.
your
I-
views.
Next,
Brother
next,
Henry,
no,
I really
don't
appreciate
worry,
that.
bro. Next episode, I'm writing down
Brother
right now.
Justin.
Debate Justin versus Isaac on flat Earth. That's the next
All right,
fucking
man.
topic.
I would
That's
be a
next-
middleman.
That's the next episode.
I would be a
You're-
middleman
you're ready to get schooled.
because I have my belief that
You,
it's
no, you're
not
fucking
flat.
not getting
Stay in school.
No, I'm fucking.
You're ready to
schooling you,
get
bro.
schooled,
But-
brother.
No, you're fucking. No, I'm fucking not, motherfucker.
I can
You're
understand
pretty much going
skepticism.
against science, bitch.
Being a
Yep.
skeptical, I
You're
can
pissed-
understand that.
I'm pissed
Yeah.
off right now, dude. I'm fired up. I'm about
So,
to fucking.
so we were talking about fats. we were right.
No, yeah.
We're talking about
I
fats.
was until I got
you brought
bombarded
up
with
that, and that's
bullshit.
like, dude,
I
really, I've
did.
never met someone who had thought that in real
I
life.
did. Yeah. Well,
Like-
here we are.
I've known him for so fucking long. He's telling me it's right now.
You never knew that?
No, I didn't know about
I
him.
we never
Revelations,
really
brother.
brought up the topic, I suppose.
Well, I thought he was smarter. I thought he was better than that. That's,
Dude,
that's,
you used the word smarter.
and I thought he was better than that.
All right.
I thought he was
well,
smarter
I
and
don't-
better than that.
I think he's pretty smart.
Hey, man, look,
Being a
we're
skeptic
gonna
takes
bring up
intelligence.
evidence in that, man.
Being a skeptic takes intelligence.
Guys, I'm very like I can't believe this shit, dude.
All right, brothers, come back to me now.
Yeah.
Are we here?
I'm here.
We're here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here, dude.
Before
I was the one getting heated over
before I
there.
start spitting young over fucking ignorance.
So we were talking about fats.
Fucking retarded.
and how you can harvest the fat from the meats, and you can use it to cook
Right.
as well. Phenomenal health benefits for you. You know, not in over excessive amounts. Moderation, like everything.
Everything. You can get
Okay.
fat off a fucking salad. My uncle, he's a vegetarian. Fat as shit. He eats a ton.
Weird.
What?
Yeah,
Are
dude.
you
he-
serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. There was a story my dad had told me. He was
Cows don't eat meat and they're fat.
like someone was like road raging him because he's a truck
fat,
driver,
just
and they'd
big.
rolled down their windows. He was like, "Hey, you fat motherfucker! Why don't you eat some more fucking like whatever?" And he was like, "Dude, I'm a vegetarian." He was like, "Then how are you so fucking fat?" And he like feeds away. Fuck you. He's like that one guy. You fat fucking piece of bacon.
Fun tip, fun fact for you Brotivators out there. If you're going to be cooking and you're going to be in the kitchen or on the grill, don't be afraid to get the meats, whether it's from the deli, the store, wherever, that has a lot of fat and gristle on it. Why? Because you can trim that, cut it down, and harvest that fat. I recommend getting mason jars. And when you're trimming the meat, toss it in the mason jars. And when you want to turn it into tallow, toss it on a hot pan or a hot skillet, cook it down, then pour that liquefied fat back into the jar. There you go. You got cooking oil.
While we're on top of it,
We'll show you
While
guys
we're on
all
the
of
top
this
of the
stuff
meat.
too, man.
I want to debunk something real quick because a lot of people nowadays, some people be like, oh, like we evolved to eat plants. We have forward eyes, right?
Well, we
so
started eating
herbivores,
Yeah.
they eat meat. They have their eyes are on the side of their on their head, right? To have a wider view of predators, right? Hunters
I know
have their
people
eyes
built like
forward,
that.
right? Because we evolved to eat meat.
Like a hammerhead shark. Like a
Like they're
I'm talking about
fucking
land,
flounder
motherfucker.
fish.
I'm talking about the ocean. I'm not talking about the fucking ocean, motherfucker. I'm talking about land.
Or like
alright?
a hammerhead shark, dude.
I'm talking about people. Yes,
Yeah,
humans, Homo sapiens,
I'm talking about
who are
fucking-
built like Neanderthals.
I'm talking about Joe.
that's
I'm
my buddy
I'm talking about
Chris.
Joe Biden. All right. So here's the thing. Yeah. So herbivores, they have
Why?
their eyes, right? Why? They're on the side of their face, right? 'Cause for a better field of view to watch out for predators, right? Fuck you. Carnivores, hunters, their eyes are forward, like lions, right? Their eyes are forward, right?
Oh man.
Predators.
Humans,
per
eyes
se.
are forward, right? We're meant to be. We designed to be predators. We evolved to be predators. So we evolved to eat meat. So when people tell me, "Oh man, well, we're evolved to be herbivores," like some guy told me this a couple weeks ago, I'm not gonna. say
Dude,
his
we
name 'cause he don't
started
deserve
off
it.
Must have been a
being
fucking
herbivores.
hippie or something.
No, he's a fucking dem. Yeah.
Millions of years ago,
Weird.
we started
Right.
with plants and nuts. Then we evolved to eat meat.
And then we
So
found
what the fuck
bread.
is that dude saying?
And we found fire.
He's saying we evolved to.
Evolved to eat plants. Yes, man.
I don't believe in evolution, but go
No,
on.
we started with plants.
I do believe in evolution because it's like, all right, wherever we're at right now is where we're at, right?
Some people haven't evolved past that. past the stage.
They say
I mean,
40,000 years
we'll
from now.
digress.
40,000 years from now, humans won't have wisdom teeth because we don't eat raw meat no more, right?
That's-
Okay, yeah,
that's,
we eat cooked meat now. So,
Microevolution, though.
but that's still a form of evolution at the end of the day, right? I mean,
It's the only form of evolution that's been observed, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say the only thing, but
It is.
well, I mean, I guess.
I mean,
this
people
is
use it
religious.
shorter.
This is a religion
No,
standpoint.
it's not. I think evolution might be
Touche.
the biggest fairy tale for adults, but
You know, chickens are actually they
they used to be small as shit.
they used to be dinosaurs.
Yeah, now they're on steroids.
Birds were all dinosaurs. Dinosaurs
So they say.
were our modern day chickens, birds, and alligators and crocodiles.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, that
I mean,
that
look-
I,
I
that
mean,
I
look-
agree
look-
with.
look
Yeah.
at
Dude,
the-
that is a
T-
whole evolution.
See,
right
Well,
that's
wait,
what
wait
threw
a
me off
minute.
about T-Rex because his arms
Wait a
are
minute.
fucking small,
Never mind.
and he
Like-
was a fucking hunter and the killer. and
like
his arms
like
so
some
small.
fucking dudes that we know. Right. Yeah.
Right, so
yeah.
Hey.
his arms could only bench 440.
If the boot fits, brother.
Guys, I'm not even kidding. T-Rex, T-Rex, his arms can only lift 440 pounds, 450 pounds.
Only
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it.
only. That's a ton.
But his mouth has the Biforce of like 10,000 like pounds per square inch. But his arms can only.
I don't know if
Dude,
that's the right
400
number,
I-
but
I think there's,
it's,
like, way
it's
more
a
than
lot.
that.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I believe you.
No,
Yeah.
this paleontologist said like 8,000 tons. Per square inch, yeah.
Square inch.
I've
yeah,
s-
that's a lot.
I've seen Jurassic Park as well. Yeah, sure.
It kind of wasn't accurate. You know, to be
No,
honest with
but
you,
it's
no.
sold.
But it's sold, yeah.
No,
They don't roar like it's Hollywood. But yeah, like his arms only lift up so his arms are kind of useless in a way, you know, like. But his teeth did all the work.
Can't even beat his own meat, dude.
I mean,
Poor guy.
yeah, right.
I'm sorry.
But I mean, it's okay though because look at
Oh
humans.
my
Like
God.
our arms are mainly skinny. Our legs are bigger, and like our Biforce is like what 150 pounds per square inch.
I couldn't tell you.
No,
I'm just
that's
gonna
what it
trust
is.
Your
That-
source, yeah.
That's what
I'm
it
gonna
is.
trust
That's what
you,
it is. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyways, let's get back. Let's get to the next topic, man. I ain't trying to bullshit. all
Well,
day.
we're actually getting towards the end of the episode here. So,
All right.
for those of you
We're
that
doing pretty good. We're an hour so far in. So
well,
we're doing good.
That's pretty good. It's a little bit of a shorter episode tonight, but we still got this last bit to talk about. So,
Yeah. So this last bit we can really go in on it then.
yeah, sure thing. So, Brotivators, if you know, you should by now, but if you don't, stay tuned. You'll figure it out. The end of every episode, we like to talk about and go over a men's mental health topic, something that's affecting everyday men and fellow brothers that we can maybe kind of go in depth on, work it out with you, for you, and it could even be problems that us at this table have as well.
Dude,
And
absolutely.
we're gonna work it out, talk it out, because
Guys, I want you.
what do we have here?
I want you guys.
It's a
all-
brotherhood.
Everyone listening, and all three of you motherfuckers, like we all every single day. There's something in the back of our head that's itching in the back of our head.
Yeah.
Every fucking day.
All the
All of
time.
you guys, me as well. There's something in the back of your head. You're like, I hope I get this resolved.
This is
All
part
of you
being a man.
motherfuckers.
I
All of
mean,
us.
for me,
All of
that's
us.
all the
It's
time.
an absolute neutral thing. To all
I
of us,
literally
you know?
have to take medication to regulate the chemicals and the hormones in my brain, so I don't. So I can function.
Right.
So yes,
So this is this.
Yeah.
is
I
a
understand.
Even
all
that has
man.
side effects.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
They do.
And this is a real study.
not
Though. This is a
gonna
real
say,
study,
but-
guys.
They do.
A guy that doesn't do nothing, he's a loser. He sits in his mom's basement all day. He's stressed out. A guy that works so hard, he's stressed out. They're both stressed out because one guy's not doing shit. One guy's doing too much. So like, you gotta find some kind of middle ground, man, to where you're not too
Work-life
fucking-
balance.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're
Sure.
not. Because like you're gonna die. You're gonna die from just mental stress, man. Like you
Something
see these
I wanna
guys, they
go
get
over-
gray
Causes
hair.
heart attacks.
Yeah, man.
Something I want to chime on right now that has been a trending thing. I mean, especially recently with social media and all that fun stuff is men missing women, missing that one woman, right?
Oh. Okay.
Okay. And I find it rather funny because now that I've gotten older, I've come to realize
Not
that
one woman.
that it's
I would.
Tell me what
it's
you
a
mean by that.
it is a vile, nasty game, and men that are so strung up on one woman,
okay.
they are going.
So-
look,
Bullshit.
So
let-
I call
let me put it-
I call this one-itis.
one-itis.
That's
Yeah.
what I call it. It's like
Okay.
one-itis.
That's. I love that.
So
Yeah, that's good.
check it out.
That's That's all I gotta say.
If you're sitting down and
One
you are missing that one woman, she's not texting you back. Oh, maybe she's busy. Oh, I'll text her later. Let
No,
her
she's
know
getting fucked.
I'm thinking about her. Understand this. Brother Justin just said it without me even saying it. You texting her, you leaving her voicemails, calling her, trying to get a hold of her, and she's not picking the phone up. Newsflash: women have to have their phones 24/7.
Yeah.
They're never without them. I don't care if they're a mom, if they're a fucking nun. They have their phones. Okay? So no, it's
Believe
not
me, brother. She saw your message.
it's not by chance that she's ignoring you or she just
She-
didn't see the
You're
message.
seventh
Her
on
and
her
the dude
list.
next
She
to her
is
looking
ignoring
at it.
you.
You're seventh on
Yeah,
the list, dude.
because there are guys like us sitting next to them laughing at you, you fucking simp.
And you want to know how you can make her? You're seventh on her list, but you gotta flip it. You gotta make her seventh on your list, and she's first on your list.
Not even that.
That's where you guys fuck
I-
up.
I kind of want to reword something I just said. I said guys like us. I'm not the type of man to be with a woman who has a suitor still after her and she's entertaining it. All right,
It's either,
Well,
I
if
just
you
wanna put that out there
fucking,
right
then
now.
you just
it's either
fucking.
you choose me or you lose me, dog.
that's it.
I like that
It
too. I
literally
like
is that is it's that
Yeah, I
simple,
like that.
brother.
I like that.
So
So if you are if you're strung up on a woman, brothers, please note this: there is another dude laughing at you, calling you a pussy. Get up, pick up the broken pieces, get stepping, move along.
Yeah.
before my wife was my wife, she had that, like, her ex had texted her or whatever, and I'm just sitting here like, dude, what is this fucking guy doing? Like what is this fucking, like, I've been there. I didn't stoop too far in those shoes. For instance, so I was dating, not, she was my girlfriend, but I was interested. She was interested in me, but she seemed like way too focused on her job, to where I'd be able to see her like once every few weeks.
One of the
and-
career women.
which is fine. If that's you, that's your free will. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I had eventually had broken it off, and it was to the point where I was seeing her so less that I was like, I'm not even gonna talk to her about it. Like, I'm not even that much involved in your life to where I feel like I need to tell you that I'm gonna go look somewhere else.
It wasn't worth.
And she
mentioning.
had gotten so pissed because there was this viral video that I was a part of that was like crushes asking or people asking their crush out to a date, and like I was just in Balboa Park in San Diego, and someone had come up and did that, and I didn't know I was gonna get 1.3 or 4 million people would see my face, and she had texted me mad as shit. And I was like, well, like, what else would you expect? You barely seemed like you're interested in me. I'm not gonna hang up on you, dude.
She's more
I'm not gonna get
interested.
hung up on you.
More interested in her career, man.
Like-
Those women usually end up very alone.
Like, I'm out here trying to find my wife, dog. Never been a womanizer. I'm out here trying to find my wife, and if you're out here trying to find your career, we are on different levels. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I tell women that get upset over the actions that you and the decisions that you make that better you.
Right.
They're upset with you.
Yeah.
That,
I mean,
that is a them problem.
it is.
Work it out with yourself. I'm gonna do what I gotta do because I'm a fucking king, and I'm going on with my life because I need to do what's best for me. And you aren't it.
Yeah.
So take it, live with it. See you later.
I guess to anyone watching, what I would say, and I've lived it, I've gone through it, I've been on both sides of it, to where the guy that's been really hung up on one girl, different girl I'm speaking about, and the guy that's been like, all right, if you don't want me, I'm not even gonna try to work for you, because I don't play that hard to get shit.
If you're hard to get, you're hard to keep.
Right, and they say like, well, that's that one girl, I'll never find a girl like her. Yes, you
Yeah,
will.
you will.
Yes, you
Bullshit.
fucking
There are
will. They're
plenty of.
everywhere.
Believe me, there
There
are
are
plenty of them out there.
Fucking everywhere, dude.
There is somebody out there for everybody.
But me,
Be patient.
and then
let
and
the
then
paths
once you
cross at
do
one
like
point.
put that ring on the finger and all that shit, and you find your wife, you marry her. Sometimes even then, dude. Like me, I got so lucky. I didn't have to go through what my dad went through. 19 years of marriage, and then she had gone with several different other people.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I know in 20 years from now, I'd be going in the same bed as my wife. And that is, like, better than winning the lottery. It really is. And once you find that person, like, there is not even a question about it. You shouldn't even have to argue with yourself, like, yes, this is the one. It is, like, no question. Like, my wife dies tomorrow, dude,
God
I'm
forbid.
not remarrying. Like, she is the one. Like, I'll go bring flowers to her grave every Sunday and shit like that. Like, that is my wife until I'm off this planet. And when there is no question behind that, that's when you'd find the one. Any girl outside of that, dude, you're wasting your time with. You really are. And that is something.
There's no long term. Yeah.
That is something that can severely damage your emotional health. And
Especially as a man, dude.
and nobody gives a shit. Like, that's the
It
other
kills
thing. It gets
us.
us so hard.
It literally
because
kills
nobody gives a
us.
shit.
Men fall harder than women, dude.
Yeah.
We just tend to maybe show it in different ways.
or
Oh,
not show it at
like
all.
like when we're mad, right? Because that's the only anger that we can express, that
Wh-
people can understand. That's why we express anger all the time. You know, if we expressed anything at all, brother.
I mean, women do move on faster than men do, because
They move on while they're still with you.
Yeah,
They just wait till
they wait
They-
till the next available opportunity.
right. They wait until the
Well,
time
they'll
is
have-
right to pull the plug.
Right. Yeah. Right. That and like they have a guy lined up, dude. They do. Because that
They all
by
do,
nature,
you
by
know,
nature, they
yeah,
do. By
you
nature,
know,
they
Ask
do.
me how I
that's-
know.
you
That's
know
a, that's a
easy it
default
is.
thing.
Ask me how I know.
That's a
You
default.
lived
thing.
it.
I don't know
I
if I
lived
should,
it.
Billy.
I
I-
lived it.
I know.
I
people,
survived it.
I know people that did it.
That's powerful. That's
Yeah.
true.
That's a good way to
Yeah.
put it because you really.
That's
did,
not even
man.
being dramatic about it. If anyone's been in those shoes, they know.
Right.
I felt and saw that my life was over. I had nothing to live for if I couldn't keep my family together. I felt like the biggest failure on the face of the earth, and that I failed in my duties as a man, as a father, and as a husband.
Yeah, see, women.
That
don't-
was only temporary.
Women don't
though.
realize
those feelings
how,
were only
you know,
temporary.
Yeah. Right.
They make the men feel like that.
Life goes on, dude.
But dude, Billy,
Even when the women are
Billy, what you say right there
shitty.
could save a guy's life because he might he there's tons of guys even right in the second right now. It could be a guy around doing Ohio right now in the United States. He could be like, my life is over right now. I'm at 421, 422. But what you just said right there, dude, guys, it's temporary, man. It's fucking temporary. You need to see past it. Once you get past it, you're gonna understand some things. You're gonna learn some things like you learned. You know what I'm saying? That hey,
I had to learn the hard way.
right.
And that's the only way that I
some
learned.
guys, sometimes people do. Sometimes people learn from other people's mistakes, but sometimes people have to just go through the mud and the dirt and just go on the other side, survive on the other side, and still see a different perspective on
Yes.
life. You know what I'm saying?
Now, here's a hot take to go along with
Yeah,
that.
absolutely, man. Go for it.
And I want all your guys' inputs on this.
Yeah.
I have gone through everything I have gone through, and I've survived it, and I've come out stronger and even better on the flip side of things, right? I went through everything I did the hard way, not because I wanted to, because it's just how it played out, and I learned. Lessons were understood, and I learned them. What do you do when somebody's going through the very similar thing as you, and they're coming to you for advice with how to handle handle the situation? You give them the advice, and then they just fuck all else with it. They just toss it away in the fucking shitter because you don't know what you're talking about. You know, I'm different. No, you're not different.
I think it's more of the man's emotions
think-
than it is his logic
Well,
at that point.
I think it's a perfect example of a guy that just has to just learn from the mud and the dirt.
But the thing
was
is,
just
I
gonna
did
say
that,
Shit like that.
so they wouldn't have to.
in that
No, but
that is
but
in a
you
perfect
went through
world.
that, but they didn't go through that yet.
In
And
a
once
per-
they go through it, man, they're going to learn.
They don't have to if they just listen to me.
But they didn't
in a
want
perfect
to listen,
world,
man. That's
dude,
sadly,
In a
unfortunately,
perfect
didn't wanna
world, they
listen.
would have. But you know, I
They didn't
have
want to
been
listen, man.
most recently.
I've done that.
My little brother, his girlfriend had dumped him, and honestly, like I had told him, I was like, dude, you could do it 1,000 times better. Like you really could. And I'm just talking all this stuff to him, giving him the advice. He had listened. When I was going through, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because you said something he said earlier could save people. I was
exactly.
on my first deployment, and there was this girl I was head over heels for. Been with her for a while. I had come back from deployment, put a ring on her finger after asking the question, like, "Hey, did you fucking?" Oh no, I didn't. All right. 2 months later, yeah, I did.
That's fucked up.
And it was like not an easy thing to look over to the point where I could be like, okay, we can get past this.
That's
It
not
was
something
bad.
You get
No,
past.
yeah.
It was really bad, and I won't go into details.
It's
And
betrayal
dude,
at
like-
the highest degree.
It felt like because
The utmost
it
disrespect.
felt like the rug was pulled underneath me, and like emotionally speaking,
guys, like,
that
if-
I was just getting my shit
If
kicked in.
if you stay with a chick that cheats on you, like you're literally she lose so much respect for you. If
You're
you
a
stay with
pussy.
her,
Yeah, and I
You're
had
a
learned
pussy.
that the
Have
hard
some
way.
respect for yourself.
Dude. I had to learn
If
that.
you're a guy and your wife cheat on you, your girlfriend, whoever it is, and you stay with her, bro, you are going to a deeper rabbit hole of more fucking bullshit.
and that shit never goes away.
You have to leave right away.
You're
even-
digging your own grave.
Even
have
after I had told her, like, yo,
Yes, you're
like,
digging
I'm
your own
not-
grave.
I'm not doing this no more. Like, I would
gotta stick to your
still
guns.
think about it, like, even like a year later, and be like, and it would still hurt, cause like, how could you fucking do that to me? I was perfect to you, and you're gonna find that. And in my case, and this is the thing I'll share. Some of you might have had the similar scenario. All that shit I was put through. That was. There was also like 3-4 other things going on at the time, dude. That 9 looked pretty friendly.
You know,
dude.
guys, at
Like,
those moments, the men that go through that realize how cold the world can really be. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, I had gone through that, and it's not even cliche. I am a much stronger man
no, it's
after
not
all of
cliche,
that.
No.
And when you were saying about like, well, they just don't fucking listen, and I was saying, well, that's a perfect world. They would is, dude. Sometimes,
It's
like
not
me,
a perfect world. That's the problem. It's not. A
you
perfect
have to
world.
learn the hard way.
Right.
And I had said at the last podcast, it just seems like everything I have to learn the fucking hard way, and it's a very exhausting way of living. But there are people like that out there, and I'm one of them. Sometimes I just have to fucking learn the hard way.
Well, here's another perspective on it, and I agree with everything that you're saying.
Right.
I do. I'm the head of my family. I am the oldest sibling, so I set the bar for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? That is a responsibility that I took on, knowing that that's what it was going to be.
Right.
And I fell on my face hard a lot. But I always got up because, hey, look what I just did, guys. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They didn't do the stuff I did.
Yeah.
However, in this situation, that's not the case. And it bothers me. It hurts me deeply because, you know, I care about this person. But, you know, there's nothing. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink, right?
Exactly.
And in a world where evil exists, evil only exists because good men fail to act. That's all.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Evil is not an entity in and of itself. It's a product of good men failing
Evil.
to act.
Evil is entertained.
I think
That's how it still stays alive.
I would say evil exists because good exists. Light exists because dark exists.
Like
vice
God,
versa.
if you believe in
right.
God, you have to believe in the devil.
Exactly. There's
That's a
there's
fair point.
two points
it
to every
is, yeah.
coin, and that's not going against what you said at all. Is
Different
if,
perspectives.
if every man on this planet had conviction and honor and integrity, there would be a lot less fucking evil
oh my
on this
God,
planet.
dude, this world. Yeah.
Like all these rapes wouldn't happen. People
Right, they wouldn't.
people touching kids wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
every man would be fucking this stand up gentleman, you know,
Right.
someone people can rely on. And I had seen this from Jordan Peterson, and ever since I had saw
The Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
Dr. Jordan Peterson, I had
Love that man.
me too, dog. Years
That
ago,
guy
and I
changed my life.
tried to find.
He did.
there's
this
guys
video.
that changed my life too that I listen to on YouTube and they changed my life.
I had tried to find
so
this
I
video.
definitely relate with you on that.
It was back when he was still teaching at a college as a professor, and he was talking about being strong and emotional resilience.
Wait, real quick though, are we
Sure.
are we on our men's mental health topic right now? Right? Are
We certainly are.
we
This
are?
has
Okay.
to. I mean, this,
I just want to make sure I didn't know what topic we're on.
We certainly are.
I was at the.
so he was saying
bathroom.
that a great goal to have is to be at your own father's funeral and still be the man everyone can rely on.
Damn. Fuck.
You know, like where you're calling the shots, like, hey man, I want the flowers over here. You're crying, like, hey, I know he was a good man. Like, if you're comforting other people at your own father's funeral, you've reached a point of emotional resilience and maturity that's just such a great goal to have.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
like for me, man, my stepdad was he was my dad for like 20 years of my life, and when he passed away in 2022, my brothers, I was the only one that didn't cry because I felt like I had to like be like the leader.
You had to step up
That's how I felt.
and
That
take his place as
And-
far as being the head of the family.
Right, and like I wasn't the oldest one. My stepbrother was right. He was 30, he was 42, but he cried. He couldn't hold it in anymore. He let it out, but I held it in.
My
I held it in, dude. I tried so hard not to hold it in, but I did. You
I
know?
kind of done the same.
I did it for my little brother though. That's why I did.
And that's
you know?
powerful, dude.
You know?
That's a strong. That takes a strong man.
Dude, it was tough, dude. It was really hard, dude.
Because it is still very very hard for you.
Yeah, dude. So was.
And,
dude. Yeah. Cause
couple
like he was my dad since like '98.
Yeah.
And I
And
was
that was
fucking
before
2 years old.
Dude, that was before I was born.
He was my stepdad.
That was before my time.
He was my stepdad when I was 18 months old till he passed away in 2022. You know.
To kind of relate to you, my first child had passed away, and I remember my best friend's mother like crying on my shoulder, and because she had the same similar situation with an older sibling for my best friend. But I remember all the emotion and all the pain I had felt, and just having my wife cry in my arms, and just like still being able to function and speak to people and kind of like organize the whole thing. My stepmother had really come in to help because she had like placed up like, okay, well, this is where the funeral will be held, it'll be at this time, and she had sent out all the evites. But when the game was on, like when we were there, like I don't even want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn. It's just after you had said that, it just kind of brought me back, and I was like, dude, wait, I kind of did that shit too.
So from our perspective, guys, the reason why men do this and they hold their emotions is because they're trying to. So in the moments of the whole family's together, they try to. Because like you're trying to. I feel like as men, like we have the roles like trying to keep the family all together. Because if the captain sinks, the whole family will sink. You know what I'm saying? In a way, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So if
The captain goes down with the ship.
right. So if the like people
Never
like
else is on that
it's
ship.
unhealthy for men to not cry, and
Yeah.
a lot of people say it's nowadays, but no, it's not, because there's a reason why guys have less emotions as women. There's a reason why women have more emotions. You know,
I don't
For
know
a
if-
reason, man.
I don't know if we have less. I feel like we might even have more. We just regulate them better and we show them less.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
I agree with that.
my opinion.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Brother Justin, what do you
Which
got
is
about
why
this?
we're here having this discussion, because I can say that right now, and you could tell me that, and be like, you know what, damn, Billy, you know what, that's a good point. You know,
I may
That's
not
what-
be.
that's what it's all about.
I may not be right. It's my opinion, but it's a.
I mean-
it's a perspective.
I've lived my life, and based on my life experience, I've seen the same thing. I've been.
but like I said though, guys, they hold their emotions in at these tough situations, not out of coincidence.
Shed a tear in private.
Yeah, exactly right. So when I found out he died, I cried in my room by myself. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? When no one was looking, not in
It's-
front of the family.
I was with my father when his mother passed away. My grandmother, my nana, what we called her.
Right.
My father had lost his sister and his father, and he was the only one left. And I believe that's the correct time frame of how that all played out. But I was with my father next to him in the hospital when his mother passed away. And that is something I will never forget. I have never seen my father break down the way he did. And I'm not
Right.
talking down about him at all. I'm just being real about it. Right?
Yeah.
It's because as a child, you never want to see your parents hurt or
And your dad's like invincible pretty much to you at that age.
yeah. Well, I actually was I believe I had just graduated high school
Oh, so you were
a
older.
couple years ago
So you were older.
from that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was somewhere around 20 years of age, I believe, when that happened. So, as not a child, but and not quite a fully grown man yet, I was older. I was very understanding of the nature of the situation. I had to comfort my father, and I couldn't do it. There was nothing I could do to help him in that situation. He had lost his last parent. His family had passed away all around him. My father was the only living person from his family, besides a couple of his nephews and a niece and maybe one or two of their kids. So my father lost his whole family
That he had grown up with.
that he had grown up with. Yeah. And it's something I think about, because when I pass away, or when I'm gonna be with my mother when she passes away, maybe my son will be with me, maybe he won't. But if he gets, it's not something I want for him. I don't want him to see something like that. But that was a life-changing, defining moment for me as a man. And unfortunately, death is the only inevitable thing in this world. Death and taxes, right?
Right.
It's bound to come up and be an experience in all of our lives, including my own children. And I just hope and pray they take it as graciously as maybe I have, or I will.
Because you don't want to hide that kind of stuff, because you want them to they kind of have to experience it in a way.
Accept it.
They have to accept it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Bless you.
That's
I mean, I've been in those situations in my job where
But to be a son, to watch my father lose his mother, that's.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
It was one of those things where I felt absolutely helpless.
Yeah.
Right,
I had
can
just
see
lost.
that.
I had just lost my grandparent, my last grandparent on my father's side. So
I had the same feeling holding my son in my arms,
and
Yeah.
and
I can't even begin to fathom that. So thank you for sharing that with us,
Yeah, thank you for
because
sharing that, man. That's tough.
His-
I
to
know
say.
a lot of
watching
viewers out
his
there probably have dealt with
grandparents
something
hold him
similar.
and all that shit. That when you said helpless, that really struck a nerve, dude.
Yeah, like
That's
nothing you
I
could do could
completely
make things
understand.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's and that's not even male or female. That dude, everyone goes through that shit.
That is raw human emotion.
And I want to say that's one of the biggest reasons why I subscribe to what I believe in, is because that can't be it, dude. There's got to be something else. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, I tried.
maybe it's a coping mechanism. Maybe it's the truth.
I try to be very optimistic as a person. There's always something better to happen out of a situation.
Sure.
At any situation, man.
Well,
There's always something better.
To believe in
so-
something is to
happen, you
to believe in something is to create an answer for something that you don't know what the answer is. So you believe in something, and then you convince yourself it's true, and whether there's evidence or not.
That's called.
And for somebody to believe in something, it has to strike nerves with them deep to the core. And you can't blame anybody for what they believe in.
I want to touch up on something you said. You had said that something good has, it will come out.
Had to come out. Yeah.
I think part of accepting life is there is outcomes to where nothing good happens from. Like, my dad had lost his dad when he was 11, and when he speaks about it to this day, he goes, that is the one thing. Everyone always says something good will always happen from something bad or whatever. And he was like, nothing good had happened from that, and that's how I feel about my son. And that just teaches people a lesson that life is fucking hard, dude, and it can be suffering, and it's not all well, God closes a door, opens a window. there is genuinely bad shit that has like it. Not to like go off topic, but in Auschwitz,
Yeah, right. That
Pe-
situation. Yeah.
survivor like a survivor had said that God is gonna have to ask for my forgiveness because he had gone through that terrible thing. Like, dude, nothing good came out of that. Life can get that difficult. It really can, and being
And it will again at some point.
and there's no guarantee that one terrible moment there
Right.
can't be another one.
Right, because like in the 1940s when Hitler was doing all that, like there's all kinds of people that went through those concentration camps. People that were great people that were shitty people that were average people, but all kinds of people. And guess what? They all had to die. They all died. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
And that's not to like
Yeah.
give someone a negative outpoint or negative viewpoint on life or an output. It's just that to me, I believe that to be a part of the nature of life is there is shit that happens
Yeah.
that is just to its very core and everything surrounding it not good. It will never be good. Nothing from it will be good. I don't feel any stronger after going through that shit.
I guess I'll try to say my best advice is try your damnedest to try to find any kind of
Put on some armor.
positive situation, positive outlook out of it. If you
Armor.
can't, if you tried so
Yeah.
hard, then you tried your best. If
Okay.
you can't find if you can't find any good outlooks out of it, then hey, you tried your best.
Like
That's all I can say.
build some resilience and just kind of keep it in the back of your mind that shit like that can happen.
No, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right, because if you
I
don't
have a
don't
different-
prepare yourself for it, then it's gonna hit you like a freight train, dude.
I have a different outlook on doing the best you can and trying. For me, there is no trying.
Do it.
You either do or you don't. And if you don't, figure out how to do it. Try it. Do it a different way. Don't just try it and say, well, I did the best I could. No, you have to overcome. No matter what happens in your life, you have to overcome. You have to persevere. You have to keep moving and going on. For us men, why? We are responsible for people.
Yeah.
We are men. It's what we do. We
Yeah,
carry the
exactly.
weight of the world on our shoulders,
Absolutely, yeah.
whether we want to or not. It's just the way the world works. So don't try, do. And if you don't, figure out another way to do.
I mean, think about it. Like we're sitting here, it's late, but someone could watch this very second and be like, "Damn, that saved my life." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what matters. You know.
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
why we're on this crusade,
that's
to
what-
save masculinity.
Right,
To
that's
save
what we're here.
masculinity and to save our fellow brothers from themselves.
It's a noble action to take.
We might be very vulgar about it at points, but we are righteous in our way.
Being vulgar,
Well, some people might not like that, but that's
I would.
You
I
know
would
what I say is
say-
too fucking bad.
And I say with all love is grow some thicker skin, dude. Life's way rougher than any words that
Yeah.
can come out of my mouth.
But some people don't have the courage to say it out loud. They say it to themselves. You know.
What is courage?
I know. I mean, honestly, man, for me, man, I know all about
That's a
it.
loaded
man.
question.
I fucking do. I'll tell you guys. I'm a musician.
'Cause I can tell you what
play.
courage
I
is.
play in front of. I put in front of like 1,500 people at a time. I put in front of hundreds of people. It takes courage to do something that you believe in. Even talking to Mike to me is it's not bad at all. It's easy. But
I don't
putting in
think
front of an audience is fucking hard. It's public speaking at my job. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It takes courage.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage, man. It's all mental though. But once you realize it's all mental and you realize you're helping people out, dude, fuck it, dude.
I don't think I could
you're helping people
Define
out.
courage.
Okay, so define courage. So
For me,
courage is bravery. Courage is a person that will do something that
So
average
you're
person won't
saying
do.
brave and courage is
It's
synonyms.
Go hand in hand. Yeah,
Okay.
you're synonyms. Yeah, they go hand in hand.
so for me, courage is acting in the face of fear, regardless of how scared you are.
Yeah.
No matter how scared and daunting and intimidating something may be,
Dude, I know that
you
feeling,
have
dude.
to
I know
do it.
I
You
know
have to fight.
I know it.
You have to persevere. You have to go,
I know that feeling too.
no matter what. Okay, that's courage.
It is.
I agree with that. I suppose I could have defined it
The
that
feelings, the feeling kind of sucks,
'Cause
but once I go
To
through
be,
it,
dude,
it's worth it.
to be courageous.
There's a lot of forms with that though. There's a lot of different outcomes or
Sure, but
situations you're in to where that could apply to.
at its rawest form, the definition
I
is
yeah, and I
acting
agree
in the
with that.
face of fear, despite your fear,
Yeah,
It-
that's how I feel.
not
that-
giving in to that fear.
I feel that feeling.
I
dude.
was I
feel
guess
it.
when I said I could not define courage, it was more of like me thinking too specifically about it.
Yeah.
So I mean that I agree with, yeah.
like
Brother Justin, what do you think about that?
I agree, man. Very well said.
You got any different
perspective.
outlooks or perspectives on courage?
I kind
courage.
of agree with what you guys say, man. To be honest.
Like for a guy a 18-year-old that was like he's about to get his head shot in the head on D-Day, and that
Some
took
of them were
courage.
16 to 17 years old.
Right.
Lied
They
about their
lied,
fucking age.
and then those that lied and couldn't get in, guess what?
Killed themselves.
That's right. Why? The greatest generation there ever was for a reason.
Yeah.
But and like I look at like guys like me, I'm over here like nervous about performing in front of like hundreds of people or 1,000 people.
I think that's normal, dude.
But
You have the ability to feel that right now
And still do it.
because of them.
right. So
And
so
then
my
but you feel that way and you still fucking do it, dude.
Right,
That's
but-
courageous. Yeah.
but it's courage, but it's like in a different sense, in a different level, because I'm not about to lose my life, but to the hardwired brain, it's
But
like
fear
it's
is
fight
so-
or flight. It's fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
It's primal.
you're not gonna fucking
So
die.
powerful,
I
too.
tell myself in my head, I'm like, you're not gonna die, dude. You're not gonna die. These like unfortunately they did, but like there's so much like your mouth goes dry, or like it's just the instincts start kicking in, dude, and just like, and then after you start to play or you do whatever you're doing, then it's like you decompress, like okay, all right,
I'm here already.
I'm fine,
Right.
I'm fine now. But it's like I tell myself like, God damn, dude, like I wish I can go past that, but it's something in like a human being that they're conditioned to do that, man. You know, I can't describe. I hate the feeling of it, but I still do it every fucking time I hit the stage. You know,
I mustered up the courage
I just
in-
can't get past it.
in light of
I struggle with
my
it.
divorce. How I mentioned earlier, I felt like
Yeah.
the biggest failure. You know, I couldn't keep my
Right.
family together. I was going to lose my kids. Everything I worked for my entire life was gone. I had nothing. I had to start all over again.
Right, ground zero, right?
I,
Yeah.
I moved in with one of my best friends because I had no other choice. Right. To dig myself out of that hole and to work on the damage control moving forward. I'll word it that way. I was terrified of what my life was going to be like. The most terrifying thing for me was I have lost and I am losing my children. But I did not lose my children.
You persevered.
I
I
stuck around.
watched my dad go through that.
Right.
It's not easy.
I've told my wife time and time again. I had said that was my worst fear, is going through what my dad had gone through.
Yeah.
I was met with worse than that. And for me personally, it just felt like it might have hurt way worse.
I mean, the crazy part about all of us right here is like we're all in our 20s, and it's like we still got another 80 years.
I'm knocking on the door to 30, man. So
Dude, I don't want to live.
What can
that
happen?
long.
What can happen another 80 years from now? For all of us.
If
There's a lot
someone
of shit that could happen.
if someone could tell me
So
that
keep your eyes peeled.
the
gentlemen.
last 26 years won't be like the next 50, I'll live them. But dude, if I have to go and live my life on repeat, bro, I don't want to live that long.
It won't be repeat, man. Life just don't
Like
work.
if
Life doesn't
it's
work that
another
way,
like
dude.
extreme tragedy, like it
Nah,
seems like
I don't
every
think so.
5 years at maximum. Like, dude, I don't. That's so exhausting.
No, it won't, man.
I was saying, like I told my wife, like
Yeah.
I had told her when she was pregnant with our second child that I don't care if you and I hate each other for the next 18 years and we pretend like we're the greatest couple in front of our kid, that is what's going to be best for
the kid.
him.
Yeah, right.
And that's
right.
what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
and she
right.
was completely on board.
Yeah.
So a lot of that fear surrounding, like, because it is my worst fear that what had happened to my dad happened to me. But after we had had numerous of those talks, like a lot of that fear had gone away.
Okay.
And earlier I was saying, like, fear is so fucking powerful. It kept me
is,
from
yeah,
being
it
like,
is.
all right, like, let's go get married, because I had such a bad outlook on marriage growing up with that shit. But, you could say it was even courageous, because I knew what could had happened, like what had happened to my dad, and I was like, you know what, but I think this is good, and I tied the knot, and I sincerely believe my kid's gonna live in a 2-parent household, and I'm so very grateful for that, because the divorce rate is something like over 50% or some shit.
It's
Definitely majority.
It's like 60%.
It used to be illegal to get divorced, dude. Like
70 to 80% of all divorces are initiated by
56
women in the United
56
States
years
of
ago.
America.
56 years
it's
ago,
because they're not
the
happy.
men
Like,
had to approve the
what kind of shit is that?
divorce. Now they
Because
It's not my job to make you happy. It's your job to make yourself happy.
right.
I mean,
don't.
Now,
I
that's
personally
where
don't believe
you're-
in getting married. I personally don't believe in getting married.
Don't look
Big-
at your husband or wife and
If
look
it-
to them to produce your happiness.
I don't-
Make yourself happy, dude. Find a fucking hobby.
I'll make it more specific. I don't believe in getting married under the U.S. government. Get married in the spiritual sense, but not U.S. government.
The
Don't-
government should
don't
not
get
be
involved,
in my
No.
family.
They should not
Saved
be
me
involved.
on some tax money, dude, this year. I'm just saying.
Right, because you're pretty much.
In that aspect, it's nice.
Yeah, dude, married filing jointly, dude. It was great.
Let me say this though.
Closing thoughts, gentlemen.
After
After that.
It's not about the happiness with the divorce. In this day and age, it is a business. It is a revenue business.
Right. That's
The
why I
government
recommend it.
benefits,
paid,
lawyers get paid,
government
judges
gets
get paid.
paid, judges
It
The-
turns
the
to a-
county
it's turned
courts
to a
get
business.
paid.
It's turned into a business.
Okay, and for the women, it's a free handout.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
Alimony. What kind of shit is that?
Not even alimony,
Right.
child support,
Because
They fool
and you don't even have to financially apply for an affidavit for those. They get the child support. They do whatever the fuck they want to do with it,
I've been seeing numerous.
and we can't do anything about it, man.
Numerous of times where a woman will have like 2 kids, $1,000 a month. Are you fucking joking, dude? My kid is so cheap, and he's gonna be even cheaper once he starts eating the food I fucking eat because I buy it anyways. You're telling me you need $1,000 a month, $12,000 for like fucking clothing, shoes, schooling, all the school material? Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It is so rigged against men, and I've seen it so many times. And God, let's look at the other side of the coin. There are a lot of shitty men out there, and that's why what you guys do is fucking very valuable.
Right.
Because some of the men out here that might be listening, they didn't
Well-
grow up with the father.
well, I mean-
kind of be like, hey, it's either you do it or
Well,
you
yeah,
fucking
because
don't do it.
here's the thing though. Like, if there's a lot of failed women out there, they had a dad. That dad failed that woman.
Right.
That's
You
grown
said,
now.
Isaac, brother Isaac, it starts with the man and ends with the man.
So I've been saying this recently on the shows. It begins with the man's and it begins with the man and ends with the man. You know what I'm saying? Like something along those lines.
That's exactly what you
Yeah.
said. It begins with the man and ends with the man.
Right. Because he was
I'm
grown.
gonna use
he
that
was
if you don't
grown.
mind.
He was grown. He didn't have a family. It was up to him to start his vision for himself, and then he starts a family later on, and then it's up to him to be a role model to his family, and then once his kids get grown, they look back and they say, "Damn, my dad was a great dad for this, that, and that," and then their cycle repeats for thousands and thousands of years. You know, so
Right.
that's what I think. It begins and ends with the man.
I told my dad, I didn't even know how long ago. I might have been moving out or something, just out of the military, in with my now wife, and we were just talking, and I was like, Dad, and I've told him to him more than a few times. I was like, Dad, everything that's good in me came from you. And that's the kind of father that if I am my dad's father, or if I turn out to be the father my dad was, then I think I had succeeded. And I have that role model to kind of like look after. I couldn't imagine him losing his father at 11 years old, not having that, and he still became that man. That I'm like, if I could be you as a dad, I'd done my job. And hopefully it will last for thousands and thousands of years. My son will do the same thing with his son,
Right, yeah,
and his
right.
son with his son, and so on and so
Right,
forth.
that's why they call it legacy, you know.
That is the ultimate goal for any father to have, is for their son to look up to them the way you do to your dad.
But also to be better than you, because to
Yeah,
carry
I
on-
want my kid to. Oh my gosh,
better
dude.
than what
I
you did, you know what
hope
I'm
he
saying?
doesn't make the same mistakes I do.
That's right. And by
What-
saying that,
You're so right.
Right.
You were so right, dude.
Yeah.
Once we lose our
to.
fathers, we lose the only man on this earth who ever wanted to see us be better than them.
Yeah, because everyone else doesn't give a shit, dude.
No. But at this table, I want to see Brother Isaac be better than me. I want to see you, Brother Henry, become better than me at a
Yeah.
lot of things.
No, I would say
And
the
Brother
same.
Justin, I want and I need to see you be better than me at a lot of things as well. And I know you guys can all say the same back at me,
Yeah.
right? So that's the point of this show, is we are reinforcing brotherhood.
Right.
We are trying to save masculinity. We are on this crusade. And we are here to make sure that we have as many brothers as we can embarking upon this crusade with us, because we are on a righteous path.
I find it very interesting that you had said save, because I would agree by saying it is no longer something to defend, because it's almost gone.
Yeah.
It's getting there. So it is in need of being saved, not just defended.
Yeah, sadly, in the way feminism has beaten masculinity in a lot of ways in 2025 and the 21st century.
Just
It makes
Western
a lot of money.
society, not even just feminism. Western
Makes a lot of
society.
money.
which is why,
Root
which
of
is
all
why,
evil
which
is
is why
money.
I literally,
Mhm.
this is why I love Trump, because he's the biggest force and Andrew Tate to fucking right now that's really trying to save the masses of like people that will
And
listen to them
Dude, that's why so many people
know?
fucking hate him, because they look
Both
at
of
it and they look
because they
well,
tell the truth.
they tell the
they
truth.
tell the truth.
They're real fucking men,
Right.
right? They
But-
don't
but-
sit when they fucking pee.
But 40 years ago, they were normal people to the average fucking
That's
person
the
watching TV.
craziest thing to think
You know what I'm
about,
saying? So
too.
that's why I say we devolved. I said earlier we devolved because, and now we have to get back on the train tracks.
Social media and
know?
society has made the average man soft.
Dude, 1,000,000%.
Back then, you could, bro. I remember hearing my dad talking about like how his dad, like there'd be a fight in a bar or something. No cops are called, dude. Take the ass beating or beat some ass.
Bro, I was at work the other
Hey,
day.
put some fucking hairs on your chest.
I was at work the other day, and this one girl said she's older though. She was 32. She's like, feminism has gone too far now. I'm like, good. And I said that in front of the 21-year-old fucking chick too, because I want that bitch to know too. That's fucking gone too far.
Who's gone
Damn
too
right.
far?
You heard us? Yeah. She said it too. I didn't just say it myself. Obviously, I wouldn't have said it first because you know how it is nowadays.
Right.
But-
you got to keep your job.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Right. But she said it, so it was gay with me to say. It was gay way for me to say. You heard her? Did you hear her? She's fucking right, and that's why I said to her, she's fucking right. So you better fucking take notes from her.
Right on.
Take notes from her. You're 21. She's 32. Take notes from her. That's what I said to her.
Brother Justin, you have anything you want to add before we wrap up this
Yeah,
episode?
before you close this
I
one.
think you guys pretty much covered everything, man.
Yeah, she kind of took a back seat a little bit here, but
Yeah, I've taken back seats before too.
Yeah.
But,
all good.
you took sleeper
Well,
cars back seats.
He
dude.
might be tired. That's why he's writing the.
That's
I've been
It
there
is
where I don't
late,
talk that
dude.
much and I get tired.
That's
I'm-
why I'm
That's
just
probably what
checking
Justin's
on
at
you.
right now. you
I'm
know?
tired, dude. Yeah, it's late. It's getting late.
That's why I'm
I
just
worked
checking
all
on you,
day.
man, making sure you're all
Appreciate
good.
They've done it.
Yeah.
They've done it to me too. You know.
right.
I just gotta be
So-
up a bit early. That's all.
Brother Henry, any final thoughts before we wrap up tonight's show?
Earlier in the podcast, you had said, what was it? Doing the right thing when no one's looking.
Dude,
I
that's-
had
that
said
was the
that,
one, that
and
was
I
the
had
one,
said
yeah.
something.
It's doing the right thing,
What was
no
it?
matter how much people are gonna hate you for it.
That's exactly what I was. Those are the words I was looking for. That is probably the main message I had taken from this podcast, and that is very. It's a very hopeful way of hoping to behave. My wife will tell you if I see something, I always say something. Always. I might not even know you. Like the one time, and this is just one time. This manager is being very, very fucking disrespectful to his worker at the McDonald's.
Oh yeah, dude, those get
And I was like, she works for you. Why the fuck are you talking to her like that?
abuser.
And then she had like defended him. She was like, it's okay. He's just like that. And I was like, no, like don't talk to her that way. She works for you. I'm the customer. You can't fire me, dog. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So when you had said that, it reminded me, dude. If you see something wrong, say something. That's
Yeah.
part of being masculine. That's part of
Yes,
saving
yes,
masculinity.
Absolutely.
Standing up for people when they can't stand up for themselves.
Exactly. There was that study done, the bystander effect or something,
Yeah.
or where someone always assumes someone else is gonna do something. Do something, dude. Fucking be that man. Be that guy. Rise to the occasion. They might even hate you for it. They'll love you for it, but you did the fucking right thing in the end.
Oh yeah.
And that was probably my favorite topic on today, and some of my favorite words that had come from your mouth, coincidentally or just by occasion. I just want to close up. You know, I really respect the topics you guys bring forth, the viewpoints you have, and the work, because it is work. I see all these techno stuff. It's a lot of work getting this all together, and I really respect it. I feel like a lot of men, just watch this podcast, not even regularly, just here and there. Regularly would be even better. It would help so many people. And I just really respect what you guys have done.
And
Thank you, man.
we appreciate you for that.
That-
And Brother Isaac said that the likes of Trump and Andrew Tate and all them, well, one day we'll have our names mentioned among them as well.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's my goal.
And that's a noble goal, man. It really is. And thank you very much for having me. It's been a wonderful time.
First time ever we've had a guest back on for a second episode.
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
No, yeah.
I guess if I was paying attention, watching your other episodes, I might have.
Well,
known
you're
that,
you're
but
kind of like
I
a
don't
natural,
think I
man. Like you
was.
kind of go on the mic and like some guys go on the mic and they get terrified of public speaking, right?
It's just a
But you're
camera.
kind, you're
You
kind,
know about
right?
that,
But like, and that's the thing.
I'm with brothers.
You're kind of like a natural,
So-
man. Like with it, some guys just go on the mic and they get too nervous. They want to hide. They want to shrivel up and they get scared, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, everyone has their own beliefs. Just say them. Get on the mic, just say them.
right? That's the thing. Like, you know, just people are overthinking it, man. That's why when it's time to perform, they change up. They switch up. You know.
Yep.
That's my closing thoughts.
Very well said. Well, Henry, we appreciate you coming on again, man, for the second time.
Dude, I'm happy to be here. Thank
Been a
you,
blast.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for
Been a
having me.
blast.
I got some stories behind the scenes I'll talk about too.
Well, fellow Brotivators, this was episode 18 of your new favorite, number one, men's health, wellness, fitness, just kind of everything men's, right? Podcast. Guys, find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Red Band, Spotify, Instagram. Anything else?
We'll put all the links in the description.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Do a link tree, man. Do a link tree.
Yeah, we should do a link tree.
You gotta
We
level
can
up,
do it
bro.
on-
That's the sound for leveling up.
Stay
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
stay
right?
loyal and stay faithful to this show, this crusade that we're on, and you are going to have the benefits. Trust me. We have some great things in the works here. Stay tuned. Guys, it's been real.
Make sure
It's
you
been
guys
fun.
comment, man.
It's
Hit
been
the
real
like,
fun.
Dislike button.
I had a great time, just like
Subscribe.
last time.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
and I believe the last thing I said last time was, if any of you ever need someone to talk to, you can email them, and they will give you my contact information. I'll be happy to listen.
That's right. That's right. And that goes for all of us at this table. You guys have questions, answers, comments, concerns, things you want to talk about, bring up to us, anything at all. Reach out to any of us on the socials, and we will get back to you. We will be
Or
there.
if you want the email, motivation012@gmail.com.
That's it. That's right. Guys, what do we always say?
Remember,
Eat.
Lift.
lift.
Oh.
And conquer.
Motivation.
I'd say-
Motivation out. That was good. You stole my line.
No, I didn't know. I forgot. I thought we were, because I'm the guest, I thought we were going left, right. Sorry.
No, that was good. That was funny.